All right, well, it is a beautiful autumn evening here in the desert, but as the temperatures start to cool down in the Phoenix Valley, well, things are just starting to heat up inside GCU Arena as a new Division I men's college basketball season is tipping off tonight. Right here, we welcome you into the Lopes pregame show. I'm Kate Longworth, guiding you along till tip-off. Thank you so much for joining us as the Lopes present a new season ahead. It's kind of a new look Lopes, but you'll of course recognize Dan Marley entering his 7th season at the helm with the Lopes. And he's kind of going for a homecoming as you find us here on Fox 10 Extra, which is, of course, the home of the Phoenix Suns for 23 years. And now we're very excited to bring you Lopes action right here as we enter a new partnership with Sneaky Bid, producing all of these games to help you at home feel like you are right here with the action at GCU Arena. And now, without further ado, I am going to welcome in the other members of our broadcasting team. So we're going to go down to Scott Williams and Barry Boutel to bring the action. Guys, it's here. I feel like we've been talking about this. It felt like Christmas Eve last night. I don't think any of us got sleep. But now we can finally not just talk about Lopes basketball, but see how it plays out.
No doubt about it. Yeah, the decibel levels are already cranked up here. The Havocs are in the house. We welcome everybody tuning into Fox 10 Extra across the valley and beyond. But the 7th season under the helm of head coach Dan Marley, he's got a team that is a lot different. He had the tallest team last year in his tenure. He's got the shortest team in his tenure this year.
Yeah, Coach Marley's done an absolutely fantastic job with this program. He has really put his footprint and his stamp all over it. This team plays with passion. They play with heart, just the way Marley played as a player. They're going to be a little challenged this year. They've lost some size, but you know they'll bring the energy every night.
4 straight 20-win seasons, 20-14 overall, 10-6 in the WAC, 12-2 here in the friendly confines of GCU Arena. But a big, big season, and again, another trip to that WAC tournament championship and that nemesis, the Aggies of New Mexico State.
Very exciting. I mean, 2 years of eligibility for the tournament, and both years they have battled in the conference finals against New Mexico State. A good accomplishment for this team. I know Coach Marley's got his sight on that finals again this year.
Well, no Jared Martin, Matt Jackson, they're all gone, but the 2 leading scorers are returning, and Alessandro Labor and Carlos Johnson, the big man. He's leading me.
Yeah, he's slimmed down. He's moving a little bit faster up and down the floor, but he's still got that muscle to finish inside and to crash the offensive boards. They're going to need a lot of extra possessions, that they'll be firing shots from all over the floor. And Carlos Johnson, can't say enough about this guy other than the fact he's too big, too strong for anybody in the Western Athletic Conference to handle him. And boy, can he get some steals and electrify the crowd.
Leading scorer had those back-to-back 30-point performances in the first 2 games of the WAC tournament before facing the Aggies and falling to New Mexico State for the 2nd straight year in that championship matchup. Well, newcomers, wow, lots of new faces. We'll talk about some of them here, but Javon Blackshear Jr., the 4-star recruit out of Shadow Mountain, is going to be fun to watch.
This guy's going to be really fun to watch. He can absolutely fly up and down the court. 5'10", 4 times, won the state championship. He's only 165 pounds, but he plays with reckless abandon and going and attacking the trees inside.
There you see Javon Blackshear, 4-time state champ with Shadow Mountain. He's a playmaker. He's a shutdown defender as well. Not in action, Oscar Freyer tonight. Also Jalen Fisher, the transfer from TCU. There is some issues. They're going through some things here academically and also with the transfer. So we're going to not see those 2 players here tonight.
Yeah, well, we'll get a look at those guys, but you know that before this season's over with, they'll have a big impact on what's going to happen on the floor.
Well, the team coming in, the Coyotes from San Bernardino come in. Dayton Jennings is their leading scorer and rebounder.
Dayton Jennings, this guy is a monster from Battle Creek, Michigan, and he's ready to battle anytime he steps on the floor. Big inside, likes to play with his back to the basket, and also pick and pop and shoot it from the outside.
Also led the team with 215 rebounds. Cal State University San Bernardino in town to lift the lid here against GCU here tonight. We'll send it back upstairs, Kate, and to you.
All right, thank you guys. And before you go anywhere, I'm going to send it back down to you because I want to just get your thoughts on what's going on right now for the Lopes. Barry, you've been here on campus. You've watched this student body camp out since Camp Elliott leading into Midnight Madness, another sellout crowd here. The Havocs are here. So I want you to take me through what the student life has been like leading into this game as well as the community. But first, let's just talk about, Scott, what it's like as a player. You've been going up against your own teammates for a long time, and now tonight you get to see another uniform on the court in San Bernardino.
Yeah, they'll be excited to step the floor. They'll be a little nervous. They'll be thinking about the execution of the offense and the defensive rotations. My advice to these guys is harness that excitement, that extra adrenaline, and just go out there and play. Leave it all on the floor. You watch it in film study, find out where you made some mistakes, where you need to improve, and what you did right. But come out tonight and just battle.
We might see some turnovers here tonight.
There'll be more than a few.
All right. Well, the fans, definitely, we saw them all, the Havocs camping out, record numbers ahead of Midnight Madness. This is really what they're looking for. They came out, they run into the arena and get their spots. The Havocs out 3,500 to 4,000 strong each and every game. It is truly a team effort. Dan Majerle cannot say enough about the student support. The Havocs, everyone on campus, now close to 22,000 on campus here and at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, and they are out in full force for this exhibition matchup, Kate.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's because it's the eve of Halloween or if it's just because it's the Havocs, but there's an excited crowd here, a lot of costumes. We'll be featuring that all night long here on Fox 10 Extra. But as we head to break, we want to remind you, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we go straight to Dan Majerle to get his thoughts on what the Lopes will look like this year. We'll be right back with more Lopes pregame show right after this.
About time you washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
GCU helps you stay focused on staying purpose-driven. They give you the tools to find what your purpose truly is. Once I got out here, I kind of had an identity crisis. Walking around campus, I saw a flyer for something called Java Jams. When I first walked onto that stage, my heart was pounding, but I was able to find myself as an artist. My name is Joseph, and I earned my Bachelor's of Arts degree at GCU.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education.
Panthers battling the Lopes in game number 2, and the Fighting Illini of Illinois coming November 8th. That game already sold out. As you look at the upcoming schedule for men's basketball, Barry Beutel alongside the head coach of your GCU Lopes, Dan Majerle, and we begin the 7th season under your tenure. Are you excited about
Very excited.
Season number 7?
Yeah, you know, it's been a long summer. We're out recruiting, and guys have been practicing really hard, so it's always good. You know, we got a lot of new guys, and one of the main reasons why they came here is to play in front of the Havocs, and they're going to have their first opportunity to play in a game in front of the Havocs here at our home floor. So I know they're excited. I'm excited to see what we have, kind of gauge where we have to go and what we have to get better at. You know, it's our objective to be playing our best basketball come WAC season. Mm-hmm. We're a little short-handed right now, so we just have to wait and see. But the guys that will be out there tonight will play hard, and then we'll go from there.
You went from your tallest lineup to your shortest lineup in your tenure here as head coach. It's a guard-orientated lineup. What are you going to see, and how's that team going to play?
Yeah, you know, like I said, we just have to wait and see. A couple of key pieces missing tonight. Oscar won't play. Jalen won't play. So we'll be kind of limited in our bench, but we're going to go at it. Javon will be our starting freshman as a point guard. Very excited about what he's been able to do in practice. Anxious to see him out on the floor. Isaiah, after sitting out a whole year, coming from Northwestern. Carlos having a great year last year, coming on strong in his senior campaign. We got Lorenzo Jenkins, who's from Northern Colorado. He's a guy that wants to prove himself as a fifth-year senior, starting at the 4, and then Alessandro who's lost about 30 pounds, came off a down year for him last year. As one of our only big guys, he's going to have to play well. So we'll watch those guys. Have JJ coming off the bench. Again, the guy who sat out, a local kid who had a lot of success at the JC. So I'm excited to see how they play.
Yeah, you seem to have the Shadow Mountain connection, and Javon Blackshear joins the likes of Carlos and JJ Rhymes as alums of Shadow Mountain here local.
Yeah, it's important that we try to recruit as much as we can locally. This is a really good high school basketball state. We've been able to get in, and Javon is our best recruit here out of Phoenix. It was a great get for us, and as I said, he's going to be the face of this program for a long time. So he's going to have some growing pains as a freshman, especially at the point guard position. Hopefully we can get Jalen back out there, but if not, there'll be a lot on Javon's shoulders.
Top two leading scorers of the team are coming back, and you mentioned Alessandro Leyva and Carlos Johnson, two guys I'm sure a lot of people will be relying on to carry the load this year.
Yeah, you know, Carlos is going to have to score the basketball, but he's going to have to do it in a smart way. It's not about how many field goal attempts he takes. It's about the good shots, about taking over when he has to take it over, and then people are going to be really keen on him. So what I thought he did better last year in the second half of the season is when the pressure was there, he was making plays for other people. So as a senior, he's going to have a great year. He's worked extremely hard. His jump shot looks great. He's always going downhill, but he's got to do a really good job of getting everybody else involved.
It really kicked in about 16, 18 games in the season. You were kind of bringing him off the bench, trying to kind of get a rhythm going, but then he kicked into gear. He had back-to-back 30-point performances in the tourney.
Yeah, he was pressing a little bit early, started him, took him off, put him on the bench, and he came in as a sixth man and kind of found his way. And as it happens a lot when guys have sat out, really started to play well and kind of figured out his game and did a great job in the conference. Second team all-conference last year, probably could have been first team. Him and Alessandro are both first-team picks this year, so it's no secret those two guys especially have to play well.
You'll also have some new faces on the bench in suits alongside you, and Isaac Chu, an assistant, and Marvin Menzies, a former New Mexico State head coach, coming over from UNLV.
Very excited about both those guys. Huge pickup. Wanted to get better as a coaching staff. I've had great coaches here for 6 years, and I have great ones now. Marvin's been a terrific guy. He's been on the road a lot. I kid with him and saying, I don't even want to see you. I want you to go out there establishing your relationships and doing what he does best, which is a really relationship recruiting guy. So I'm excited about what he brings to this team, not only out on the road, but his basketball knowledge. He's won a lot of championships at New Mexico State, was head coach at UNLV, so he's a great addition. And Isaac Chu, I think, is a rising superstar. He's been around a lot of basketball, has been involved in some championship programs, and he's the guy that's kind of my right-hand man as far as the guy on the floor. A terrific recruiter also, but a guy that I've kind of gave the defense to under what we want to do. He's kind of in charge of that. So I'm excited with his work ethic and what he provides for our team.
Final comment about this conference. I know you got to tune up for it, but once you start play in the conference, there's a lot of teams that have improved, and New Mexico State, of course, comes back fully loaded.
Yeah, it'll be New Mexico State. They had 30 wins last year. They pretty much got everybody back, plus a few. They're always going to be the team you have to beat. They're going to be terrific. Seattle has everybody coming back, and then there's a lot of unknowns with Utah State or Utah Valley losing their coach. A lot of transfers. I'm sure Mark Madsen will do a great job there. UTRGV, Coach Hill has been unbelievable there. They'll keep bringing in athletes. Cal Baptist will be better. So this league continues to get better, and it's going to be a struggle night in and night out no matter where we're playing.
Well, good luck as we lift the lid on this season.
All right, thank you.
All right, head coach Dan Marley, our guest. Stay with us. Kate Longworth will be sitting down with Carlos Johnson, Lopes' leading scorer from a season ago. Stay with us. More of the Lopes pregame show continues after we take this time out.
One more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current. that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit CanyonStateCU.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
Well, yes, it's the night before Halloween, but this is also pretty much every night when the Lopes are home here at GCU Arena, because the Havocs, well, they bring the character, I guess you could say, the charisma here to GCU Arena. I'm Kate Longworth, welcoming you back to the Lopes pregame show here on Fox 10 Extra. Thanks so much for joining us, and it's going to be an exciting year for the Lopes. For the first time in 4 years, they bring back two of their top scorers from last season. One of those stars, of course, senior guard Carlos Johnson, and I had a chance to sit down with Carlos and talk about his maturation in the Lopes uniform and how he hopes to go out there and really leave his mark in his senior campaign.
All the way near side, Johnson. Here we go with the three. Good! Oh my, flare up to Carlos Johnson!
Well, Carlos, it's here, your senior year. How would you evaluate your career so far here in the Lopes uniform?
It's been really good. You know, last year it showed me that I can play at this level and come here and do what I'm supposed to do at a high level and, you know, make this school proud of me.
When you look back at your career, it's been unique in the Lopes uniform. There were times you were coming off the bench very successfully, but did that also kind of give you some extra motivation?
I would say it didn't affect me at all. Once you put me on the court, I know I can produce, so I just knew I was always going to get my opportunity to go out there and, you know, do what I'm supposed to do. But, you know, I came off the bench because I was shooting it bad, and once you're shooting it bad, you know, take a step back, look at it, evaluate yourself, and then go from there. And then obviously it worked out for me.
A lot of new guys on this team. How do you feel like you guys are gelling on the court? What's the chemistry like with this new crew?
I feel like we're gelling pretty good. The new guys are winners. You know, some of them coming from winning programs, and they want to come here and win, and they know that we got to execute at a high level to win. And it's just good that they young, but you can tell they got a little experience on what to do out there.
Oscar Ferrer Jr.
As you go out there, the Lopes on a whole, what's the goal, but also knowing this is your senior year to make that impact?
I just want to, you know, put on a great show every night and, you know, please the fans, but also come home with the WAC championship. You know, that's something that we ain't done yet. We just always got to have one mindset, one heartbeat, and we're going to do it. That's my biggest goal for my senior year. I don't got no personal accolades. I don't really look into that, but whatever comes with it do.
Leslie, just for you to have this career in Arizona, where your love for the game, you know, blossomed, and now you get to end your collegiate career here in the state. What's that mean to you?
It means a lot. I spent 2 years at Shadow Mountain. You know, I won my first state championship there. So coming back here, I was, you know, thinking like, why not win here? So it could be like I won at both of the schools I was at in Arizona. So it would be big if I, you know, go out with a bang here and win. But if not, you know, I just embrace it all. You know, with open arms and love.
And Carlos did lead the Lopes last year with 14 points per game, and not a surprise, he has earned coach's preseason all-WAC first team. All right, well, we will have more when we come back here on the Lopes pregame show as I sit down with President Mueller to talk about what's in store for the Lopes both on the court and around campus. We'll be right back.
Hit 'em up, move 'em out. It's a Ranger Roundup sale at Sanderson Ford with a herd of 44 Rangers now in the stalls, starting at $28.9. Want a little more beef? How about a stampede of Ford Raptors, $35 now available, or giddy up in a Ford Mustang for only $22.9. They have a corral full of ponies. Head on into Arizona's largest Ford dealership and head out in a new Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Finding their way back over to the GCU Arena because basketball is back here. The Lopes will take the court for the first time for us to get a look at the 2019-20 team. Kate Longworth welcoming you back inside GCU Arena on Lopes pregame show here on Fox 10 Extra, and I'm joined by President Brian Mueller. Thanks so much for being here, because I'm guessing if you're like me, you didn't get much sleep, just anticipating what tonight is all about. How does it feel to have a new men's basketball season upon the Lopes?
Well, you wonder if this thing's ever going to plateau, and it just doesn't plateau. We had Midnight Madness, and we had 7,000 students lined up for hours to pack this place for Midnight Madness. We have 4,100 Havocs this year, so it just keeps on growing. The excitement just keeps building, so we're really excited about the year.
How does the impact of the Havocs and the student and community getting behind this team have an influence on the game on the court?
Oh, it has a tremendous impact. You know, first it impacts recruiting, because kids that come and visit here can't believe the atmosphere. They've never played in front of something like this. So at Midnight Madness, we had 4 very important recruits here, of which 3 committed, which is a really good sign for next year. So it helps in recruiting. Obviously, it helps in the game day atmosphere and in what goes on during the game. They're very loud. They're very into it. They're very knowledgeable. And so it's intimidating for a team to have to come in here. You remember Rick Pitino said it was the most difficult crowd he'd ever played in front of. And so, yeah.
Yeah, we see what it does to the competition. And I think what's really exciting this year for Lopes fans here in the Valley is that viewership is just going out to so many more households, as it seems pretty natural that Dan Marley, Jerry Colangelo, that are both involved in this program, they're returning back to their roots. Fox 10 Extra will be airing all the broadcasting games, and then a partnership with Sneaky Big. Major players here in the Phoenix Valley. What does that mean for the university to have those partnerships?
Well, that was a big step. Bob Parsons, we really owe him a lot. He got us interested in Sneaky Big. They have very advanced technology, tremendous experience from a production standpoint. So we're really happy with our relationship and where that's going. But then to be on 45, Fox 10 Extra, we've more than tripled the reach we're going to have in the Valley, almost 2 million households. And so we're hoping to get off to a big start tonight. I think once people get a sense for what this is, this will become something they'll want to tune every game to.
And I think what's great is it comes across on the TV screen as much as it can, this crowd. But there's also a lot of opportunity with some non-conference games when students go home for the holidays for fans to come out and check out the experience in person. But also, if you're a college basketball fan, this is where it is at. Some big marquee matchups with Illinois coming up on November 8th. And then you have the Colangelo Classic against Liberty for GCU. What are these matchups like for the program? How is this helping GCU?
It's going to be very exciting fall. Illinois had a big recruiting class, top 15 in the country. They're on a very fast upward trajectory.
Yes.
So that's going to be a big game at home. Liberty was in the tournament last year, in the NCAA tournament last year. We'll have them down at the Talking Stick Arena. And then Northern Iowa's going to be here. They're a perennial power in their league. And so those 3 games will get us off to a good start before Christmas, and then we have the conference here.
And I know we can talk about basketball all night, but while I have you here, I want to just touch on women's volleyball, because they were picked lower coming into the season, but they are exceeding expectations. Right now, number 2 in the WAC. What is fueling their success?
Well, I would highly encourage anybody that hasn't been to college volleyball to come out and watch them. They're 17-4. They're in second place, 1 game out of first place. It's a very exciting game. Very exciting. We got some players that are very interesting. We had a girl that was on her way to be a big-time ballerina in New York City that gave up and decided to focus on volleyball. She's our setter. She's a freshman. Great athlete. We got a girl from Brazil who's a spiker. And so, very gritty team. And I think they're going to win the league and get a chance at a regional spot in the NCAA tournament. So, if you haven't been out to watch a college volleyball game, come out and watch it. It's a lot of fun, very exciting. You'll like our team.
And it's not even just exciting because I think women's volleyball at that level is, but it's because the atmosphere in here. We're seeing it behind us right now, a choreographed light show from the Havocs. But the experience here is so much. What is it like for you when you look back as GCU has made the transition to Division I? What really a powerhouse is becoming here in the Valley. It's becoming such an interest for the community. And then the athletes are living up to those expectations.
Yeah, you know, We thought we had a good plan when we came here 11 years ago, but to think it was going to happen this fast is beyond our dreams, really. But 22,000 students on campus this year. The enthusiasm the students have for the university, their loyalty to the university, the academic work that they're doing, but especially their work in the community is transforming this community. And so if I line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? What do you like? 9 out of 10 and probably 10 out of 10 will say, we love the community, the sense of belonging, the inclusiveness. We got event-driven things like this all the time. It's basketball, but it's volleyball. We have 7,000 kids that come to chapel. It's just a very, very strong community that's contagious. People want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and it's really great just in the interaction I've had. You're really training these students to be a part of the future. There's just so many programs that they're ready for the real world. And what's very exciting is this basketball team behind us. They are ready to play. So thank you so much, President Bueller, for being here with us here on the Lopes pregame show. We're going to head to break, but when we come back, we'll wrap things up on the pregame show, get you ready for tip-off, and you do not want to miss what's on the other side. Dan Marley in a costume. That's all I've got to say, right? We'll see you there.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
Oh, baby, come on and say it now. Just let the words come out.
No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. Bubbly, sparkling water.
Here, to be specific, it's the Purple pregame party, and it's happening right now. You're seeing it unfold literally here on Fox 10 Extra as we count you down to tip-off tonight for the Lopes. And it is the eve of Halloween, so costumes seem normal, but really this is actually the norm here at GCU Arena. Fans getting into the atmosphere. They actually bring the atmosphere. The student section known as the Havocs wreak havoc on the opponents, and oftentimes throughout the year you'll hear Dan Marley and the players all talking about what an influence this student can have on the game. And well, Dan Marley even gets in on the action. These are some flashbacks from Midnight Madness. That is not a stormtrooper. That is the very own Dan Marley on a Midnight Madness, getting ready for the craziness. And this year's Midnight Madness did not disappoint as a record crowd showed up here. Midnight Madness was at the end of the week. Students started camping out as early as Monday and Tuesday nights here for Camp Elliott out on the quad before they raided GCU Arena to get the night going. And I think everyone is just really excited to see what this new look Havocs team is all about. And if you're coming out here, you can be a part of the experience in a new way. And if you're at home, you can follow along as well thanks to the GCU Lopes app. It's an all-new app that brings Grand Canyon University right to the fingertips of Lope Nation. You can watch GCU home sporting events directly from your app. You can receive personalized news, scores, updates, notes on your favorite teams. You can also follow just along with the scores, the schedules, hear from people who are, of course, involved in all this. Plus, this is the synchronized light show that will be coming on during select games. And if you're dialed in right here on Fox 10 Extra tonight, you're going to see that coming up out of halftime. Well, I'm Kate Longworth. Thanks so much for joining here for the Lopes pregame show. But you don't want to go anywhere because we're just getting things started here inside GCU Arena. We're going to take a quick break. You grab that snack and then come on back. Scott Williams, Barry Bootown, they had the call for everything coming your way here on Fox 10 Extra, along with Sneaky Dig. We're bringing you Division I men's basketball. Lopes up next.
you.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
From the heart and soul of Phoenix, welcome to the campus of Grand Canyon University. It's the Lid Lifter, the 71st season of GCU basketball. As we bring you inside GCU Arena, where tonight the Lopes open up the season against the Coyotes from CSU San Bernardino. Welcome to GCU basketball alongside three-time NBA champion Scott Williams. I'm Barry Butel. Kate Longworth will be along in just a moment. Well, we are excited. The Havocs are excited to get this season started. The Lopes returning their top two leading scorers in Alessandro Laver and Carlos Johnson.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We got a big body that's much slimmer this year, able to run up and down the floor a little faster. Alessandro Laver, obviously we know what he can do inside, but he also has the ability to crash the offensive glass as well. Will be a premium this year, getting extra possessions. And then, okay, Carlos Johnson. We watched this guy absolutely destroy opponents inside, attacking the basketball, hoop, and getting in steals and getting out transition and running the floor and electrifying the crowd with thunderous dunks.
Lots of newcomers. Look at these guys. Fisher, Brown, Dixon, Jenkins, and Javon Blackshear, the Shadow Mountain standout.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching Blackshear. 5'10", he's a bullet out there on the court. Tenacious defender, really knows how to run a program.
The Coyotes led by Dayton Jennings, their leading scorer and rebounding. We'll keep an eye on him throughout the course of the game, but it's time to get this thing started. Let's send it down to the public address announcer, Paul Denuser, with our prayer and our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the beautiful GCU Arena and tonight's men's basketball matchup between the Coyotes of CSU San Bernardino and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. Fans, please rise if you are able as we pay tribute to a long-time courtside season ticket holder. In August, we lost a dear friend and faithful fan in Albert Big Al Sulka, a Korean War veteran who became an elementary school principal in Glendale. In honor of his memory, we ask that you join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this evening's competition with a word of prayer. Tonight's prayer is led by Caleb Duarte, a senior majoring in communications and the director of GCU's Canyon Activities Board.
Folks, will you please pray with me? Lord, we come to you today so thankful for this beautiful arena you've blessed us with, and thankful for the beautiful game of basketball we're going to witness tonight. Lord, I pray as the season begins for both teams that they have success not just on the court, but off the court as well. I finally pray, Lord, that these players, they play for you, Lord, the refs ref for you, and these fans, they cheer for you. We love you so much. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Caleb. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with the singing of the national anthem. The colors for tonight's game will be presented by GCU Army ROTC Cadet Tyrana N. Dumas, Cadet Joshua Rodriguez, Cadet Janelle V. Anchetta, and Cadet Johnson A. Tomas. Tonight, the national anthem will be performed by the Trevor Brown High School Choir under the direction of Nick Hallinan.
What so proudly we held at the
thank you, Trevor Brown High School Choir. And the GCU ROTC.
Great job by Caleb Duarte with a prayer, and the Trevor Brown High School represented with our national anthem. Cal State San Bernardino, the Coyotes 15-14 a year ago, 11-11 in the conference. The California Collegiate Athletic Association. Their head coach is Andy Newman. He's in his second season. Formerly head coach at the University of Texas Permian Basin in Odessa, Texas. Also a former associate head coach at Cal State Fullerton for 9 of his 10 years with the Titans. Their associate head coaches Dustin Yoder, assistants Yvonne Patterson, Corey Mathis, and Dwayne Soders as the Coyotes come in to battle the Lopes in this season opener. 7th for head coach Dan Marley and the 71st overall for the basketball program. Storied basketball program here for Grand Canyon University. Well, the Havocs are out in full force. And we have a great crowd on hand here to see the Lopes open up the season as they are introducing the Coyotes.
Yeah, they were excited. The Lopes fans, the Havocs, they were in here an hour before the game even started.
Let's introduce you to GCU. Coach Dan Marley, to 7th season, 123-72 overall. Here are your talking stick starting lineups for the Coyotes and the Lopes. For San Bernardino, Tyrell Henderson, Jeremy Smith, Jay Rax, Richard Lacroix, and Andres Villar. For the Lopes, Isaiah Brown, Jovan Blackshear Jr., Carlos Johnson, Lorenzo Jenkins, and Alessandro Labor.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at Jenkins tonight. So number 13, 6'7", 215. Naples, Florida. I mean, this guy, I get a chance to put my eyes on him in practice. Big and strong, but can shoot the rock. I had no idea he could really stretch that defense. Got a nice shot from the perimeter.
The associate head coach of the Lopes is Marvin Menzies. Assistant coaches Chris Cremelone and Isaac Chu. The director of basketball operations, Dylan Hidalgo. The special assistant to the head coach is Johnny Hill. The video coordinator, Matt Lopez. Director of sports medicine, Jordy Hackett. The director of sports performance is Gabe Borland. Time now for our Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game. The best play in a new Ford. Scott is at Sanderson Ford.
Yeah, we got a Halloween theme tonight, Barry, of course. The Great Pumpkin. You'll remember this from your Charlie Brown days, won't you? Okay, we'll get into more of that later, but Love's got to value the basketball. That pumpkin out there is precious. Move the ball with precision, but limit the live ball turnovers. Don't want to give these Coyotes any easy opportunities in monster ball. Be a beast on defense. Absolutely no easy buckets in the paint, and then all 5 crash the boards to end the possession and then wake the day. Hey, GCU has had the best home court advantage in the Western Athletic Conference, if not the country, all of last year. So if the Lopes bring the passion, I know these Havocs will bring the decibel levels that just might raise the dead tonight.
Some of them already dressed up. Following tomorrow night, the officials Sean Lehigh, Glenn Mayberry, and Ruben Ramos. Lopes fans remain on their feet till they hit the opening bucket, do the Lopes. Shadow Mountain High School, well represented on the court. Carlos Johnson, Javon Blackshear Jr., and the season is underway. Blackshear brings it up. Number 10. Jenkins. Near side, up high, a little short.
A little short with that pass, but that's a Marley staple. He likes that high handoff to start the basketball game.
Smith. Picked off. Carlos Johnson all alone. Bam, baby. Take a seat.
That's what Dan Majerle likes to see. His team come out focused on defense, swarming and attacking that basketball, creating a turnover for an easy transition bucket. Carlos Johnson high off the floor. I'll tell you what, this guy gets in that passing lane better than anybody on his team, and then jumps out the gym, throws this one down, a little back scratching jam. Letting them know they appreciate that jam.
Blackshear called for the first foul on GCU this season. Shea Rax, the Houston Texan, inbound. Jeremy Smith. Inside, quickly there. Villa, the big man. Laver barely came up over the top.
They're going to say Laver, who he looked like he had his hands high above his head. They call him for the foul for reaching down. I didn't see that, but what I do know that Coach Majerle and the staff was trying to make sure these players were aware of is when you get your hands in the air, get them back by your ears. It's not good enough to have them in the air. You got to get them back by your ears, and then if there's body contact or contact with your arms, the officials are not supposed to call that.
The 69% free throw shooter a season ago hits both. Early 2-2 tie here in Phoenix. Ravon to Carlos Johnson. Back out top, three-pointer from Brown, too heavy. Rebound pulled down by the Coyotes. Up comes Jeremy Smith.
They can expect some long shots, some short shots as the players have that extra adrenaline. Turnover, carrying the basketball. Don't see that call very often anymore. They let these players get away with so much with the basketball. I think a lot of these guys like to watch these professionals like Steph Curry and James Harden. All the things they're able to get away with at the pro level. Can't do that in college.
Jenkins leaves for Johnson, back up front. Laver, far side. Brown, back up top. Blackshear moves to his right. Laver hands it off. Driving in Brown, quick dish off. Carlos Johnson for three. Too heavy. Big rebound. Blackshear leaves for Johnson. Drives in the paint, loses it. Laver. 15 on the shot clock. Trying to muscle his way in. Leaves it there. Stop, pop. In and out. Tap back, not there. Again, yeah! Laver.
That's what Laver's got to eat tonight. He's got to chew glass all night long. I like Carlos Johnson the second time driving that ball to the hoop. There's nobody on that Coyotes team that can stay with him when he's putting his head down going to the basket.
Big man Villa trying to work on Laver. Big right hand, doesn't go.
Great job of walling up, making a tough basketball play. Oh my goodness!
Early season form.
Where did Carlos Johnson even come from? I'm watching the ball. He's stuck around that left side to attack the basket.
Popping. Good. Nothing but net for Jeremy Smith.
Well, that was a nice play. Big body up top there by Villa. Freed him up.
Johnson, way from downtown. Goes out of bounds.
Let's go back to that one from a minute before. Look at that. Carlos Johnson sneaking behind the defense. Has a right on the rim. Nice pass. Put it right where he can get it. Yeah, that's so good. Let's look at it 3 times. Carlos Johnson, 2 jams in the first half.
3 of 8 from the field at Lopes. Long distance, not there. Rebound. Blackshear trying to get it. Foul call.
Yeah, Blackshear, 5'10". Going in there, getting on the defensive boards. Coach Majerle has told this team, hey, they're small. They had a bunch of guys that were like 6'2" and under. One guy, Lorenzo Jenkins, 6'7". Most of these guys are diminished. They got a gang rebound. Everybody's got to put a body on a body and go to the boards.
Laver. Foul by LeCoux. Looking sharp early on here for the Lopes.
This is what I want to see. I want to see the execution of some of these side out of bounds and baseline out of bounds plays. I know this is, not a mid-season form, but who can concentrate when it's live fire and make sure that they execute the plays correctly?
Big hook there, Labor in and out. Saw Laku take a seat, 2 early fouls for the Coyote.
Yeah, I see him shooting a lot of jump hooks in practice. That's something he's been working on. With that particular play, you got a smaller player on you. You don't need to shoot that fading jump shot. Turn that left shoulder strong to the basket. Get that momentum going to the hoop. They're not going to block your shot. Nice job on the defense. Some steals, some turnovers, good rebounds. 3-0 right now. Cal State has committed 3 turnovers and 3 to 1 for the Lopes.
Johnson far side. Looking to move. Shut down. Decides to shoot. A little chilly for the Lopes.
Yeah, it's going to be like that here, first half of this first half. It's just like I said, they got a lot of extra emotions that they're not used to playing with this live crowd.
Mitchell unsuccessful for San Bernardino. Jenkins, transfer from Colorado State, leaves it for Blackshear, plays catch, takes it back inside the Labor, who'll reach around.
Labor.
Dayton Jenkins.
He's sliding down somebody, still knows how to use that wide butt down there on that block, posting up. It's like running around a redwood tree trying to get around him to get that steal. By the time you realize you're not going to make it, you got to foul him.
Jennings with 2 early, their leading scorer and rebounder. Brown wanted a foul, didn't get it. Stopping, popping, not there. Loose ball underneath.
Over the back.
Yep.
There you got Jenkins again. Not only just turning and going to the glass, but finding a man, putting his body on him, moving him away from the basket before he went to the glass, frustrating the defender there, and then he comes over and back.
Cameron Williams called.
Let's see Carlos Johnson put his head down and go to the basket on this possession.
Quickly inside, Johnson put it down on the floor, turning, twisting, off the glass and in.
Well, right on cue. Thank you for making me look good, CJ. Then go to drive it from the perimeter, but he went down on the block and posted up. He's got 6 early points.
Driving Mitchell. Can't put it home. Loose ball. Coyotes goes off of Jenkins.
Here we go. Look at this one more time. Carlos Johnson. High above the rim. Thunder dunk. Catholics love it.
On top by 4.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
GCU men's basketball is brought to you in part by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country. And by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. And by SRP, delivering water and power. From Phoenix, Arizona, it is the opening game of the 2019-2020 season for GCU and head coach Dan Marley. Barry Vitale, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth from GCU Arena. Be with you all season long on Fox 10 Extra.
You know how I can tell it's the opening game of the season? Both teams are chilly from the floor right now. The Coyotes just 1 of 6 and the Lopes 4 for 12.
Not unexpected, right?
Not unexpected. You got to, been in practice in a quiet gym. All of a sudden you come in here, you got 7,800 fans streaming. You got a little extra energy that you're not quite used to shooting that basketball with.
Doesn't go for the Coyotes. And
that one and done on glass. Jenkins with another board. Get that 8 rebounds now for Lopes.
Lopes holding the paint. Scoring the Coyotes 8-2. Whoa!
Good job, Blackshear, I'll tell you what, good looking freshman right there. Took a screen. His man rolled down the lane, taking a body with him. He sized up the shot nicely. Another job, good job by Labor inside there, making it tough for Beelan to score.
Driving Brown off the glass and in.
Just a little drag screen right on the top of the floor, and Brown put his head down and attacked the glass. Backcourt getting after it, following that timeout. For just when I said things were chilly, Lopes going to go back-to-back field goals. That one by Blackshear right there. That little screen there by Zoe Jenkins causes the defender to try to have to recover. He recovers too far. And Blackshear really with a nice snap back dribble from the left to right, pulls up for the J. That was impressive.
7 run for GCU. 4-time state champion for Javon Blackshear Jr. Shadow Mountain High School. And the Matadors to those state titles. Head coach Mike Bibby. Isaiah Brown. With a nice move to the hoop as well.
Yeah, he listed there 155. I was giving him an extra 10 pounds. He is slim, but he's fly and it's fearless.
Coyotes looking for a bucket. They finally found it after close to 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's that extra possession there. Somebody didn't get a box out. And this lone assignment there allowed him to get that extra possession.
Back out Labor, drives baseline. Whistle. Held.
See, the scouting report is out on Labor. Everyone knows he likes to pick out there on the perimeter and then pop to that three-point line. So Vila comes flying him off that shot. He does a nice job running him off the three-point line, but then he reaches from behind, gets too much of Labor, and gets whistled for the foul.
Inbound quickly, Blackshear. Beyond the arc. Labor moving in. Big hook and in.
Yeah, much better hook that time. He let his momentum take him right to the basket, if not just vertical. Much easier shot.
Rax. Distance, high and out of bounds.
Look at Lever one more time here. He just takes that ball before the defender can get warm. Fresh off the bench rather. He gets some fresh meat, just takes it right inside and has some lunch. Good job by Lever. That little race he's got there on his right hand, too. Didn't seem like it affected his hook shot at all.
Jammed it a little bit in practice. Jenkins in the paint, loses it. Swarmed there by Sea of Coyotes. Good work there by Carlos Johnson. Got a hand on it. Feet up.
I like the way the Lobes got back in transition after that live turnover. And they were quickly back to get defense and get that deflection, kick the ball out of bounds. Now they have a chance to set their defense, protect their basket.
J.J. Rhymes, another standout. Shadow Mountain High School. I don't know if I've mentioned that enough.
It's like a plug from Shadow Mountain.
Pipeline. Near side. Inside, looking to turn is Jennings, their leading scorer from a year ago. Not getting a lot of room. Bryce Okpo, the freshman from Dallas, as Jennings stepped out.
Well, look at his footwork down here. He does a nice job cutting off that attack to the middle, forcing a player way down behind the basket to the baseline. And he put those sneakers on the out-of-bounds strike.
Jenkins near side. Whoops. 13:29 to go, opening half. Looks up by 9. Great games coming up. GCU Arena, the Fighting Illini from Illinois here, November 8th. Mitchell looking to move, goes high off the glass, not there. Rebound, Blackshear on the run. Looks left, stops.
They turned the basketball over, back-to-back turnovers, and 3 of the last 4 possessions. Lopes have not got a shot. You know, Coach Marley, he just moves that ball over the top with his hand. Officials called one earlier in the game. Now they're going to call it every time that they see that.
Mitchell inside. Drops there for Jennings.
That Dayton Jennings special right there. You get the ball that low, he's got a real big advantage.
6'9", redshirt sophomore Johnson stopped.
Now, Johnson's his speed and his size makes it a very difficult cover when he decides he wants to attack the basket. And he's slippery, and slippery in a way, I mean, he knifed by the side of the body of the defenders, but still draws enough contact where then the defender gets whistled for a block. Earned himself a trip to the line by being aggressive.
Jay Rax checks out. Coming back in, Tyrell Henderson. Johnson at the line. 78% free throw shooter a year ago. It's too quiet in here.
I didn't want to say anything, but he made that first one so nice. And normally there's a period of time where first 2-3 games, guys are uncomfortable from the line with all these bodies in here.
Trying to drive, Smith. Kick back out. Long distance, not there from the corner. Jenkins for Blackshear. Up top, looks right. Bounce pass. Oh, that was sweet from the freshman.
Made me raise my eyebrow there.
I saw it myself. I saw the eyebrow.
Blackshear did a nice job because Lorenzo Jenkins didn't even know he was open by the time Blackshear passed that basketball, and he did it just a hesitation enough to let Jenkins come free on the other side of the defender. And he gets it and lays it in. And Jenkins is kind of hanging out and he's like, oh, I guess I'll go to the basket. And Blackshear was kind of already mowing, like, you go to the basket, I'm going to give you a pass and get you a bucket. Help me, help you, is basically what Blackshear was saying on that. Nice minutes by that young man. No doubt. He'll get a little break on the bench.
Brown checks in. Blackshear takes a seat. Jennings. Back out. Smith. Hits for three.
That's a very nice shot there. Good execution by the Coyotes. But I got to say, I really like the way Brown went out there and challenged that shot. And I know it still resulted in a bucket for the Coyotes, but the Lopes are going to have to do that all season long. Fly out there and challenge those three-point shooters.
Johnson kicks back out. Jenkins for three. Yes!
Yeah, I've seen plenty of those go down in practice to know that that's, you know, not something that'll be uncommon all year long. He's got a nice ability to be able to find that basket from behind the three-point line.
Kicks back out. Jennings wants three. Gets it.
Yeah, and that was not a good closeout. Carlos Johnson goes flying out there, but his hands aren't even up anywhere near the shooter's face to try to distract him.
Lopes started 3 of 11 since. They are 6 of 7. Jenkins inside. Stone there by Villa. Jeremy Smith brings it up. Pauses, drive. Big right hand blind shot. Villa tried to put back. Not going to happen. Brown. Big turn.
Just one more time, Blackshear with a nice understanding of how to play give-and-go basketball.
21-13, Lopes on top.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Part of my motivation of becoming a doctoral learner was so I could immediately start using the information that I was learning in the courses as a tennis coach here for my student athletes. I think that it set a good example for those around me to know that things can be accomplished. My name is Greg Prudhomme, and I just defended my dissertation to earn a degree in performance psychology.
There's a thunder in all of us. Come find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
Head 'em up, move 'em out. It's a Ranger Roundup sale at Sanderson Ford. 44 Rangers now in the stalls, starting at $28,900. Head on in to Arizona's largest Ford dealership and head out in a new Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country.
Trayton pitch from behind the arc, nothing but net. Go back to it one more time. What I like, Jenkins gets his feet and his shoulders squared to that basket prior to receiving that pass, and at that point, it's just a long free throw.
Well, for every three-point shot that GCU makes, Canyon State Credit Union will make a donation to the Students Inspiring Students Scholarship. For more information, go to giving.gcu.edu. Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Havocs are getting after it. We got the referees. I think I saw a baby shark. All kind of nice costumes out there tonight.
It's 2 of 3 from their last 3 attempts from the arc. From the field, they're hitting 47%. 26 for the Coyotes.
They picked it up since that first time out we had. I think they've attacked the basket a little bit more inside. That's always a good way to make your next outside shot go down as you earn a trip to the free throw line, or you get a bucket inside, and all of a sudden that rim gets a little larger.
Isaiah Brown, as you might have logged on to GCULopes.com, Paul Coro had a great article about Isaiah Brown. He was in a boating accident. Coming back from a leg injury. Had to sit out. Former Northwestern University standout. Led Northwestern during his freshman season to the NCAA tournament, their first time in 112 years. Kick back out. Long range for Cameron Williams.
Yeah, I think these Coyotes have figured out that there's going to be tough sledding inside. We need to go to their penetrating pitch game, and they've gotten a couple now good looks from outside the arc there. That's 3 3-pointers here first half. Count it.
Louis Bangai, the big man, on the floor for the Lopes. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a nice drive, but they got him with a travel. Just shuffled his feet prior to putting that basketball down. He's got to realize that when he comes off of that high handoff area, he's got to be ready to attack the basket.
Jay Rhymes. Maku out. Jennings back in. Here come the Coyotes. Smith. Ooh, a little header by Jennings. One guy. Battling after that rebound, the Coyotes come up with it. Smith turning. Step back, in and out. Pulled down by Bangai.
Nice job on Bangai. First time he tried to go straight to the basket without putting a body on a man. The ball went right back to the area that he had left.
Brown for 3. In and out. Bangai able to pull it down. Cameroon.
I got him with the charge there. I love his work on the offensive glass. That's where he can be a big help to this Lopes team. But he's very raw talently right now on the offensive end. It'll come with time. He'll work with them in practice and getting some spot minutes here and there throughout the course of the season. He'll make some improvements.
6'10", 230-pound junior. Takes a seat. Jenkins back on the floor. Aaron pass. Jennings is punting in, but they bring it up with Smith. Smith stops patiently. Not there. Rebound. Jennings turnaround left hand. Not going to happen. Rebound. Somebody grab it. Coyotes have possession.
Playing volleyball above the rim there that time. The Coyotes got long after that basketball above the glass, and Labor couldn't battle 3 guys. You got to move those bodies outside that paint. 6 offensive rebounds now for the Coyotes. Travel. One thing Blackshear does really well, Mary, is He gets out there and extends that defensive pressure 2-3 paces behind that three-point arc, and he cuts off the side of the floor. If the ball's on the left, he angles his body to keep the ball on the left, and vice versa on the other side of the floor.
Brown to Laver, turns. Looking to move. Back out, Blackshear. Bounce pass into Laver. Laver turn, big right hand, and in! Sweet.
Yeah, much better. The first jump hook, I remember I mentioned fading away from the basket. These last two, momentum and body going straight up towards the basket.
8 for Laver. Long distance. Racks off the mark. Rebound underneath. Wow. 8:17 on the clock. Laver steps to the line. 75% free throw shooter a season ago for the native of Bolzano, Italy. The junior. He's about 12.5 points per game a year ago, and as Scott mentioned, he's dropped about 20 LBs.
But he hasn't lost the strength.
Why is it so easy?
That's yeah, okay, tell me about it. Started my diet a little too late, I think, to get ready for camera this year. But Laver does a nice job when he gets to the line, settling himself down. For a big guy, even as a freshman, he really had a lot of confidence from the free throw.
Smith stopping and popping. Foul. Looks like they got Blackshear again.
Yeah, but that's only the 4th team foul. It's make 5th team foul for the Lopes. So they're doing a good job. I mean, pretty much playing basketball without fouling, and they've extended their defense. I know I keep saying they're a little smaller. Maybe that size will help them get out and guard on that perimeter a little better than they did a season ago.
Smith.
One more time here, as you can see, as Blackshear tries to close out. He wants to get a hand in the face, but gets him with the lower body. His lower body floats up underneath the shooter.
Connects on both. Senior from Temecula, California. 8 minutes, first half remaining. Jenkins. Back out, Johnson. Near side, drives, five. Ooh, wanted to put that away. But Jennings said, no, not going to happen. 7:49 to go. 25-18 is the score with the Lopes on top in this exhibition opener between GCU and Cal State University San Bernardino. Barry Butel, Scott Williams, and Kate Longworth back with you from Phoenix, Arizona. So glad you could join us here for GCU basketball in an opening half. Well, not a lot of, well, unexpected. There's a little bit of turnovers, but the Lopes, for the most part, have looked pretty sharp.
They look pretty sharp, especially on that defensive end. I like the way they're getting out, pressuring the Coyotes team. Nice job on the basketball, rebounding the basketball as well. And I like the way they've extended their defense, have gotten into the passing lane, gotten some easy turnovers, some easy opportunities.
With Freyer and Jalen Fisher not in action tonight, the rotation with the bench, they're kind of moving guys in and out even early here in the first half.
They would expect early in the season, Coach Marley to try to get a lot of look at guys under some live fire who can concentrate and remember the plays, who can get after it defensively.
Let's take a look at some of the opening half highlights. We've seen quite a bit here in the opening half from long distance and also from inside.
Yeah, Carlos Johnson really got the party started, what the Lopes want to do by getting out in transition there, getting that steal and that high handoff for the alley-oop. And then this is just all Blackshear doing what a good, smart, heady basketball player can do. Come off that screen hard, have the defender have to try to recover. When he overcommits, you pull the basketball back and you get a clean look from behind the arc.
Lopes T holding the Coyotes to just 24% from the field. And it is debut. Yvonne Blackshear looking sharp. Carlos Johnson, you remember a year ago that it took a little bit of time, right? Carlos Johnson, and didn't quite know when he was going to try to find that rhythm. And He finished the season shooting 25 of 60, close to 42% from three-point range. But he was just 7 of 38 through the first 18 games.
Yeah, he was horrible from behind the first early in the three-point line. I always just say, hey, dude, you're not a shooter. Just attack the basket.
Yeah,
but
right, I remember that.
He continued to work. They get a little turnover there, leads an easy bucket, but he continued to work on it and practice, and after practice, and has paid huge dividends. Now he's getting a nice job here of mixing up the outside shot, and then again here, going to the basket. Can't see stuff when he goes in there.
Went there, it just didn't drop for him. Jeremy Smith brings it up. To his right, Rax looks for three. Good.
Ooh. Those three-point bombs really has kept the Coyotes hanging around here in this first half.
Now a 2-point Lopes lead. 7-0 run for the Coyotes. Johnson left hand around, back out. Brown wants three. Give it to him!
Oh, my heart just sings when I see that ball go inside to the big man. Sings.
Yeah.
Because that's old school basketball, the inside-outside attack.
Off the glass, doesn't go. Jordan Mitchell. Up for late. Oh, got a hand on it to Jennings.
Oh, did that go off of Labor's shoulder?
Look at that.
He didn't even realize it went off his shoulder. Yeah. Look at this one more time. Inside, the defender comes down for the double team. He finds the open man. And splash. Gotta love that. Oh, I love that. Wish I'd see more of that at the next level. I watch these NBA games now. I don't even know if I could have played one season in the NBA the way they played, let alone 15. Big man's just obsolete in the NBA game.
Smith, near side. Rax. Lost it, stepped out.
There's some sloppy play at times. And you're going to get some of that. We've seen some brilliant basketball as well. Coach Marlin's pounding his fist into his hand. I'm sure that's an offensive call. Maybe a little back screen here. Try to free up Brown.
Dylan Hidalgo on the left side there, and Isaac Chu on the right. New assistant coach. In charge of the defense. Marvin Menzies, the former head coach at New Mexico State, and recently at UNLV.
Yeah, Coach Menzies has been doing it a long time, hasn't he? Good coach, been out recruiting a lot.
Great recruiter.
I know he's been over in Africa recruiting some players as well.
Yep. Johnson doesn't connect on the front end. Villa back in, Lakou back in for the Coyote. San Bernardino playing in the California Collegiate Athletic Association. Six-point lead. Bounce pass. Oh, look at Rods with that left hand. Brown drives off the glass.
That was a nice play right there. Get the steal, use your wheels, get out in transition, and just attack that basket. Okay, Brown put a nice, strong little left shoulder right into that defender. Just out of my way.
Villa, talking about that. Driving.
I'll tell you what, Villa, he's a big body, and he uses those wide shoulders straight to space because he's giving up a large advantage in height and labor, but with those wide shoulders, he's still able to throw it up over the top.
Brown up off the glass.
I'll tell you what, Brown's having himself a nice first half here. He still wants to be able to fit this lineup.
Oh, look at Villa.
Look at Villa, yeah. You mentioned it. He's got a little Oliver Miller to him.
Miller, yeah.
So he uses he's not a high riser, but he uses his long reach and those wide shoulders to move guys out of position and just get that ball, float up over the top, but go back to Brown one more time there. After that turnover, yeah, he's over there flexing those guns. He realizes he was too strong. Brown's got 11 points. Yeah, he's got 6 points. Goes Brown again.
Driving. Lost it for a bit, brought it back up, kissed it off the glass.
I don't need to shoot the three every time. I've already proved I can make it. I'm just going to thunder my way to the bucket.
Slashing and dashing. Bounce pass via, they're feeding him. That's an errant pass. Jenkins looked up, leaves for Carlos Johnson. Johnson eyed by Mitchell. Get some help from Labor to free him up. Ooh, a little short. Rebound pulled down by Jeremy Smith. Under 4.5 to go, opening half. This exhibition opener, GCU against Cal State University San Bernardino. Smith drives in, stops, and pops.
I thought Smith was going to shoot that one from 28. He had a little head and shoulder ball fake from about 28 right in front of the hoop. We said, nah, let me slide over here to the right. I want to get a little closer, plus the coach won't pull me out of this basketball game and get a better look over here on this right wing.
Timeout on the floor, 3:56 to go. Opening half, Lopes on top over the Coyotes, 35-29.
Wait, let's actually do it right.
Hi guys, what's up? Have you guys ever heard of Ask GCU?
I have heard of it.
I have before, yeah.
What is your favorite Ask GCU episode?
Why I should go to GCU?
Probably the best food place.
You know, we all love food. Yeah. So probably that episode.
What's the best way to drink a stampede?
Go-karts.
What is your favorite Ask GCU episode?
All of them.
Yeah, thank you.
My favorite episode is probably where they asked about the Chick-fil-A line.
The breakfast one's pretty good.
The one where you guys talk about the best places to have breakfast on campus and everyone said Chick-fil-A.
That's the best breakfast I've ever had.
The Welcome Week episode.
The Welcome Week one, that one's really clutch.
The Welcome Week, where Brittany jumps around into people's cars and asks them questions. Remember, kids, don't get into people's vehicles.
I just really like you guys.
I just like it when you're in it.
You too.
Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Basketball here on Fox 10 Extra. Right now, the Lopes with a 6-point lead with just under 4 to go in the first half. And we want to remind you what's happening here at GCU this weekend at the BSN Athletic Calendar. Tomorrow, the men's soccer is at Air Force. Women's volleyball, they are exceeding expectations tomorrow at Seattle University. The Lopes swept the Red Hawks 3-0 at home earlier this month. And then this weekend, it's the GCU Invitational for both men and women's tennis in Glendale. And on the second cross-country WAC championship in Kansas City, women's soccer hosts Cal State Bakersfield in the regular season finale on Saturday as well. But for now, I think we're going to send it back up to you guys. We want to remind folks they can go to GCULopes.com for more up-to-date athletes, what's going on here with the athletes. But right now, we want to know what's happening with the Lopes team.
No doubt about it. Kate will be back with our halftime show. Jerry Colangelo's in the house. Kate will have an opportunity to talk to the Phoenix sports icon, namesake to the Colangelo College of Business, here at GCU. There he is, chatting with the president, Brian Mueller.
Yeah. What? Power brokers here in the city for sure. Jerry bringing all these teams to the valley. Love it. What those two men have, what those two men have done for this university is just tremendous.
J.J. Rhymes. Isaiah Brown, talked about him. 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
He was anxious to get into some game action. Transferring from Northwestern. John Clark around him, goes right-handed in. Nice move there by C.J. Clark from Riverside.
I'm just getting ready to say a great ball pressure. Then let him drive 35 feet away right to the basket. Where's the help side defense, y'all?
Labor leaves for Johnson. He wants 3. Bam!
Johnson was determined to make one from out there, just to shut me up, I think, up here, talking about his outside shooting ability. But I just like him better when he's going to the bucket. They got some guys now that are all 6'2". They can all shoot that 3. There goes Oliver Miller. Big Villa inside there with those big shoulders. Does a nice job twisting, turning, spinning, working angles, and getting that shot up over Labor.
Man, I thought Labor might have caught an elbow there, too. Brown with a nice move by Clark. Twisting, turning, runs back out. Brown, too heavy. Loose ball. Jenkins dishes back out. Calm down, Bronson.
Nice job. Labor there, just poking that ball away, keeping the possession alive.
Johnson. Trying to go over Clark. Oh, Carlos Johnson! Who said this is the exhibition?
That's better than one three-pointer, 2 3-pointers. I'll tell you what, 5 now 3-pointers for the Lopes, and give Carlos Johnson 12 points here in the first half.
Clark, near side, Jennings drives, baseline back out. Oh, Labor.
I'll tell you what, look at this one more time here. Getting that screen, little snap back dribble, once but twice. So I'm shooting a 3, I don't care where you're at. And this is the next one here, or second look at it rather. Just a little step back dribble. I think they're one of those kids that learned that one from James Harden. He's getting those shots. I think James Harden adds an extra hop and a skip and a slide to his.
Doing now? He's like a one-legged skip.
I don't know. I know it's illegal by the technicalities of the rule, but nice play inside. Rising quick up off the floor. Thunder dunk.
Fort Worth Texan. Jordan Mitchell, Jr. Drives. Leaves for Johnson. Eyed by Mitchell. Carlos. Oh.
They're shooting that one out where Stephen Harden shoots for. Not only is he doing the move, he's also using the same range in which those guys are playing from.
Clark to Smith. Inside, Jennings. Jennings on by the freshman Okpo. Ooh, we got the baseline drive. Coaches don't like to see that. We need to shut that down.
Yeah, because you're getting help from the middle, and then you let the guy go baseline. That's a no-no. That'll be talked about in the film session. But here's one more time here. Nice little fancy pass, no look, right over there. Guy coming flying out of that left corner for the dunk. Nice play by Mitchell.
Yeah, I've seen that team, the Lopes, really work on shutting down those drives and shutting down the lanes, you know, because it is a bit of a smaller lineup. They really want to try to limit the penetration inside because they know they probably can't win those battles, right?
No, points in the paint will be huge. It'll be one of those things that we'll be watching all season long. Opponent's offensive rebounds, you got to limit to those to, you know, single digits for sure, if not in the lower single digits if possible, but can't let the teams get those 15 extra opportunities a night. Obviously, we're trying to go to a small lineup and beat them down the floor to the offensive end. You got to protect your basket first.
44-35, Lopes on top. Mitchell with a nice move. Big right hand, doesn't go for him. Villa, the big man, loses it. It'll be retained by the Coyotes.
Nice job. Villa, we've talked about him a lot in this first half, using that frame around the basket. He made him a mistake, though, bringing that ball down. When you get that ball, those big guys, young bigs watching, chin that basketball. Those little guys don't like to put their face in those where their elbows are going to be. Yeah. Shows a nice touch for a big man, doesn't he, Barry?
Yes, he does. Bet you love to see that.
Anybody can throw that thing over their shoulder, either left or right hand, and always impresses me at this level. One of my best shots when I was younger was the hook shot. Potent weapon.
Johnson slicing and dicing. For Carlos.
Hey, right. Inside one time to Villa, then they say, well, hey, Carlos, the big man's hot. Let's keep feeding him. A little screen, he pops right there in the middle of the floor, picks up the foul. Now the Lopes are in the penalty. Sending Villa to the line for 2. For a 1-and-1.
Johnson's first. He's got 11. 3 of 3 from the line tonight. Deming, New Mexico native.
Kick play.
Treads there too. Brown. Stutter. Back. Step back. Good. Isaiah Brown. How about that? You have to appreciate that effort right
What
there.
can Brown do for you? I'll tell you what, this kid is showing all his game here in the first half, 17 points.
Mitchell, not going to happen. They're trying to get a hand on it.
Lopes have an opportunity to play for one shot here at the end of the half. Coach Marley, he's calling out the play.
12, 11, 10. 48-39. Brown, 7 on the clock. Gotta move. Brown goes left. Looking for an opening. Brown, foul. You don't like to see that. 2.5 if you're Andy Newman, head coach of the Coyotes.
No, but that's a nice job by Brown because he had just shot a long outside jumper. So the defender doesn't want to see that happen again. Get up a little too close, and then he uses his speed to get to the basket, and he has to foul him.
Little help. What an opening half for Isaiah Brown.
Opening half for this whole Lopes team. And there's some mistakes, but all in all, I mean, he got 50 points here in the first half, and first time with some live fire.
Good drive. Smith throws it up, doesn't drop. 11-point lead. GCU on top of the Coyotes from Cal State San Bernardino. Big 19 points for Brown in the opening half, 14 for Johnson. We'll send it down to Kate Longworth.
All right, thank you guys. Well, Coach, what did it mean to you to just get out there and finally have someone in the opposing uniform, not going up in drills against your own team?
That's good for our guys. We've been practicing really hard, and it's good to go against another team, and it's always great to play in front of this crowd.
And 50 points on the board this first half. What stands out to you that the team was doing right?
Yeah, we're doing okay offensively. We got to move the ball, taking too many tough shots. Got to make our free throws. Defensively, we got to shore up some things in the second half, giving them too many layups.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Marley, joining us right here at halftime. Right now, the Lopes with an 11-point lead. As you said, Coach Marley, happy to be out there facing the competition and also happy to be in front of this whole crowd. We'll be right back with more Lopes Halftime Show coming your way right here on Fox 10 Extra.
I haven't watched it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
GCU helps you stay focused on staying purpose-driven. They give you the tools to find what your purpose truly is. Once I got out here, I kind of had an identity crisis. Walking around campus, I saw a flyer for something called Java Jams. When I first walked onto that stage, my heart was pounding, but I was able to find myself as an artist. My name is Joseph, and I earned my Bachelor's of Arts degree at GCU.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 41037.
Welcome back to GCU Men's Basketball Division I NCAA action coming your way here on Fox 10 Extra. I'm Kate Longworth, looking back to our halftime show right now where the Lopes had the 11-point lead over Cal State University San Bernardino, and I am here now with the great Jerry Colangelo. Thank you so much for joining us, and we've just been talking about the excitement in the air when a new hoop season is upon any fan out there. What's it mean to you to have the Lopes tipping off tonight?
Well, the big challenge is when you're interviewing me, if I could hear you, because the noise is so great. But we're all excited about the new season. We have a lot of new players and a couple of guys who weren't able to play tonight. So we're optimistic about getting everybody back, and we could have an exciting team. Be on the small side, I think, but Dan's ready for that, and I'm just excited about the future.
And you referenced, Coach, he's going into his 7th year right now.
Right.
What evidence do you see? What mark is Dan Marley leaving on this Wilkes program?
I think he's getting better every year because of the experience. And what he's set is a foundation for this program. And of course, the idea is to get to the big dance. And we're not that far away. And I think one more recruiting class, and we could be pretty close.
And I think what's exciting, too, for this team is that they haven't skipped a beat since making that Division I status, and it's a lot in part to do against the competition they go after in the non-conference. For you to see two programs that mean so much to you, Illinois coming here to play GCU, your former squad, what's it mean to you to see those two programs match up at November 8th?
Well, it means a lot to me. I probably had a big hand in making sure that the game was scheduled. And we played there once. We're going to go back and play them again. But obviously, I'm hopeful playing Illinois here in our building that we win, we being GCU.
Of course, that's good to see where Alliance is now. And of course, this Havocs crowd, they travel down the road as well to Talking Stick Arena when the Colangelo Classic will tip off for the 3rd straight year. How has that helped basketball here on the collegiate level when so many key programs are coming in? This year, we'll see GCU match up with Liberty.
Well, I think it's very important for credibility's sake to play some of the top programs. And so we've had that experience with Duke and Kentucky and Louisville, now Illinois. And so we're going to continue to book as many of those programs as we can.
And you continue to have a presence with the Colangelo College of Business. Now that you are seeing graduates from the program go out there, use their education, and have an impact in the working world, what do you attribute that to? What is this program preparing them for?
Well, that's a very exciting situation because our business school is growing like you can't believe. And I was in classes the other day, and I get a big thrill out of it with the young people, and so it's a big part of my life now, just being on campus, being in the school, going in the classes, and sharing with them.
Very lucky students here at GCU to learn from one of the best. All right, thank you so much, Jerry Colangelo, for joining us. When we come back, Barry and Scott will join you with highlights and much, much more. GCU with the 50-39 lead right now here at half.
I'm Andrea, and I'm earning my PhD online at GCU. Pursuing my PhD online at Grand Canyon University is a huge investment into my future. I'm also learning critical thinking and problem-solving skills that I can apply to every facet of my life. When you are working, going to school, balance is key. I really try to practice what I preach to my students. As an online faculty member, I stress the importance of time management, and I demonstrate that by example. A Christian worldview is important to me in all facets of my life because it is a huge part of who I am. And I want to make sure I'm demonstrating that not only to my students, but to my children. I plant these seeds that when they're older, they're also demonstrating God's love through service. GCU's community is welcoming, whether you attend on campus, online, or in the evening. We are all one big family.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Scott Williams, so glad you could join us here in Phoenix for the exhibition opener between the Lopes and the Coyotes. And boy, the Lopes are looking sharp. You know, you kind of anticipated lots of turnovers, lots of errors. We've seen a little bit of that, but man, they're hitting from long distance. They're working inside. They're working inside and out the way that you like it to see. You got to like this first half of play.
For the first half, I thought it was excellent. I would give them an A if I was grading this team. Sure, there were some mental mistakes, but overall, like you said, they executed their sets. They got out in transition. They moved the basketball well. Baseline out of bounds play, got to the free throw line, sideline out of bounds play. Defensively, they crashed the glass. They were a +3. I really liked the way they had that first half, all under control. Seemed like they were sure of themselves.
That's no doubt about it. Let's take a look at our first half highlights, brought to you by SRP, delivering water and power.
Now that's a good defensive play there by Carlos Johnson, getting out, Thunder and dunking that one down. It was really the Johnson and Brown show. Johnson, 14 points. I love that high hand off there. Just to shook me up from up here in the booth. He goes back and steps back behind that three-point line and knocks down a three-point shot. And when he stopped, Brown got going. He was fearless attacking that basket, just playing some big boy basketball, putting his head down, shooting the three from the outside. And I love this one right here, just going inside, muscling it inside there, not being stopped, putting his shoulder, showing the strength after the contact, and putting the ball in the basket. He had 19 points.
First half stats brought to you by Commonwealth Insurance, the way insurance should be. Look at that, 50% from the field.
I love the field for the GCU, but more importantly, the defense, 39% for the Coyotes, doing a nice job on that glass. We talked about the 23 rebounds. Now, Coyotes aren't the biggest team, but they only gave up 4 second-chance points, and I like the way the Lopes did a nice job of mixing up the inside and the outside attack.
All right, Kate will be back with more halftime festivities here from GCU Arena. Halloween tomorrow night.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
Welcome back right now inside GCU Arena, where the action continues here on Fox 10 Extra. Right now, the Lopes with an 11-point lead over San Bernardino. As we head into the second half, let's take a look at our first half leading scorers, which are brought to you by the Streets of New York Pizza. Well, he came here from Northwestern, transferring, ready to make a fresh start at GCU, and I would say he's doing just that. Isaiah Brown right now with 19 points to his name. And the senior who told me he wants to make a splash, leave a mark here in his Lopes uniform, Carlos Johnson. He's also off to a strong start, 16 points. And Labor with 6 points. When we come back, we will see what GCU has in store in the second half, shooting 50% in the first half. What lies ahead? Well, you will find out right after this quick break, and we'll be back with more action.
one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
I'm Courtney, and I'm earning a master's online at GCU in Christian ministry. My husband is in the military, so we move a lot. I really wanted a school that would support me no matter where I lived, and GCU was a great fit for that because although it's a rigorous program, I really enjoy that I get to do it on my time. Sometimes that's at a coffee shop, sometimes it's in my office. Faith is a big part of my life. I play violin in my church, and I get to express my gifts and worship God. I pray continually, and I just really try to seek God. I really wanted to go to a school that could highlight that and worship God freely, and GCU definitely gave me the platform to do that. Being an online learner at GCU, I've really made a personal investment in my own life that has given me such confidence to go into my field, not only to become an expert, but be a change agent for the world.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
There is a fantastic light show as part of that app, and they are loving it here at GCU Arena. Scott and I, we have it on our phones.
I did. I got that. GCU Athletics is the one you're looking for. Pretty cool.
Click on that menu and the light show right there. Look at that reflection off of the floor. Upcoming games against Davenport next Tuesday. And then on the 8th, the Fighting Illini, Illinois.
I got people blowing up my phone looking for tickets to that Illinois game.
Long ago. This place is going to be packed.
Yeah, I didn't hear from them all summer. Nobody wanted to come visit when it was 115. No, couldn't bring anybody to the Valley. Now the weather's starting to cool down, and Lopes are taking the floor. They all know I got those choice seats. They want to come down and see. They want to come see Marley and the guys play.
We're excited. Our broadcast feed will be picked up in Champaign, Illinois. A little chilly this week, right? I mean, hate to be kind of a wimp about it, but...
Oh, I know.
Huh?
I had to put, I'm putting on the windbreaker and the sweater vest, running around town. The shorts are gone bye-bye. Anything below 65 degrees for me. Wow. That's a cold morning.
Yep. Underway. Lopes fans remain on their feet till the opening bucket.
Speaking of weather, I want to wish everybody over in California, from Northern California to Southern California, well, those fires are raging havoc, and just want to make sure those first responders and everybody be safe, be prudent.
Man, wish the rains would come. Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Yeah,
watching
it's
some
fire,
of
and it's fire in the wind.
Yeah, the wind.
Getting like hurricane force winds, making it tough to battle those fires. Let's see if the Lopes can come out of this locker room and still be hot from the field.
Step back short. Johnson. Out of bounds. Coyotes will inbound. Just underway, second half.
It looked like Johnson got that ball, but somebody hacked him across the wrist that caused him to lose it, but the officials just
threw it out of bounds like that.
Play on.
Villa turns, trying to back in, muscle his way, doesn't go. Tap back does, though, by Tyrell Henderson.
Another offensive board there. That's 8 offensive rebounds now for the Coyotes. Villa had, we talked about scores, and the team went through them. I was really impressed with Villa and Smith. Did a nice job.
Johnson backed underneath there by the Coyotes. Shea Racks called for the foul.
First team foul in the second half.
Let's see if they can execute this BOB, this baseline out of bounds play. Get a good shot.
Villa giving fits to Laver. Villa battling underneath. Tyrell Henderson's going to be called.
Well, we talked about the execution, but Laver just got a little lackadaisical, and Villa's able to come from behind and poke it away. but he does a nice job staying big without fouling and not quitting on the play.
Gonna have to toughen up, no doubt. He's leaner. Now he's got to get meaner. Blackshear kicked out. Brown steps up. Off the front of the rim. Villa with the rebound. Up to Jerry Smith. Looks behind him. Sees Henderson. Racks up for three. Good. Marley's seen enough, right?
Yeah, he's just not really happy with the fire in which his team came out with. You know, to get one turnover, a couple shots that weren't great. No one really got on the offensive glass other than Johnson that one possession. So he wants to get a quick timeout, yank his team's chain.
Smith out to Shea Racks for the three.
Yeah, Rax does a nice job stepping out behind that arc there. That's the fourth three-pointer here in this basketball game.
So they'll need this lone big man, Alessandro Laver, to carry the load.
Yeah, Laver did a good job in that first half. He had the 8 points. He's 4-6 from the field. Got on the offensive glass, 3 boards there. He did a nice job and really using his height. Staying tall, clogging up the middle, holding the Coyotes to just 40% as most of their attack had to come from the outside. Disregard that graphic we saw at the half about points in the paint. That was a misprint, but Laver's done a really good job here. First time out the gate.
Well, started a little chilly off the start of the first half before they warmed up. They're 0 for 2 from the field here early on in the second half. 2 rebounds, while the Coyotes are 2 of 7 from the field and have 5 rebounds.
That big fat head. Crowds love it. They love coming to these games and having some fun. We got to get big fat head of you, Barry.
Excuse
me? Yeah, we got to
get a big fat head.
Put you on a fat head. Give it to the Havocs. Put that one on the to-do list.
Arnie. J.J. Ryan's getting a fat head.
Love it.
A fat peanut. Goldfish.
Yeah.
Interesting choices.
I'll tell you what, I kind of coming into the season didn't know what to expect, and we lost Milstead, lost Drexel, Finke, Matt Jackson. Yeah, and I was like, I don't know about these new guys. You know, like can they ball? What are we gonna see when we take the floor? They're all so small. I'm impressed with that opening half.
Off the mark by Laver. I'll have to do some push-ups there.
There's that good defense once again by Laver, playing inside against an active big man and not fouling. A good job sliding his feet. Maybe that loss of weight's helping him a little more foot quickness. Better footwork underneath defensively, playing without foul.
Jenkins, Laver. Brown takes back. Laver, open look for three. Off the mark.
Yeah, pick and pop that time, and that's a staple of the little bread and butter action. Laver's going to knock that down when he gets to midseason.
Down by Smith, trying to weave his way through. This is the ball, the GCUs.
Yeah, Smith just trying to go in there and draw a foul. He had no other option other than trying to get the referee to bail him out by giving him a call, and the referees didn't buy what he was selling.
Near side, Brown, bounce pass, Laver turns on Villa. Job by Villa, kick back out, Blackshear, on by Jeremy Smith, bounce pass, they'll try to do it again. Laver finds Johnson, who cut in off the glass. Not going to happen.
Yeah, played almost over 3 minutes, and Lopes can't get a point.
Villa out to Racks. Big rebound. Blackshear got a hand on it. Villa did too, but Laver trying to pick it up. Can't. Loose ball. Somebody picked it up.
Like a mad scramble for a football on a wet and muddy field there. Nobody could put a fork in that thing.
Brown jumped on that fumble. A 3rd down and 5 for the Lopes.
That facial expression by Dan Marley.
He's got a little bit of that. Sniffles, I think. You know?
He's a little under the weather, probably, but he was not happy, as happy, rather, here in the second half as he was in the first half of what's going on. It's a little sloppy coming out of that locker room. These guys aren't used to playing 40-minute basketball games, so turning it off and then trying to reignite that fire coming out of the halftime is going to be something they'll have to work on.
Ooh. Wow. Johnson quickly rebound. He just throws it up. Wow.
3 early fouls on the Coyotes.
Poor people need the lumbar support here. They need to take a seat.
Oh, that's right. They stand until the first point scored in the second half. Huh. I got a few might be about ready to give up if they don't get a bucket here. They're gonna be like, "Hey,
poor Keith Baker,
take a break." Why don't the officials at half court do it? Stand up.
Hey, take a seat.
Well, that's what they needed. They needed a high percentage shot. They got the highest percent they could get right at the basket.
Jennings, Henderson, big rebound, Brown. In the opening half, he had 19 points. Isaiah Brown.
Yeah, you'd have told me Isaiah Brown would have had 19 in the first half of this game. I would have bet you my house that he wouldn't have had it. The kid was under control, did a little bit of everything. And how about Laver there? Right shoulder turn, left hand jump hook.
Yeah.
Showing all his game here.
You like that. Man, you got a nice house, too. That would have been a nice kid. Henderson. Lakou back, long distance. Big rebound, kick back out. Henderson on it. Looked inside. Jennings trying to. That's tough.
Not sure Jennings knew where he was. He literally put the ball right into the foam underneath the basket.
Long distance, call it. Carlos Johnson.
Wow, Carlos Johnson. That was deep. That's where Stephen and guys shoot from.
Started 0 for 6. Since the Lopes 3 of 3. Oh, Laver wanted that long throw up the court. Blackshear, careful, finds Laver, turns. Little hack attack there, Jeremy Smith.
I'll go back to this one more time. Jenkins underneath. Easy bucket for Brown, and then look at this one by Carlos Johnson. Shot that one from downtown Phoenix.
No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. Bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime.
The Lopes on top, 57-44. The score. GCU men's basketball brought to you in part by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country. And by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. And by SRP, delivering water and power.
All these people dressed up tonight in their costumes. Chewbacca. What was your favorite costume as a kid, Barry?
Huge Star Wars.
A huge Star Wars. I'm so geeked for the new one to come out here in the holidays. What was your favorite holiday?
I didn't really have, other than a superhero.
Yeah,
like
what's superhero?
Superman.
Superman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What about you?
I was always kind of like a hobo.
Oh,
my parents didn't.
Did you burn a little cork?
Yeah, well, my parents didn't want to go out and spend any money on a costume,
hobo.
so I would grow so fast Like my pants would be too short anyway, so I just kind of cut the bottom of the pants up and just kind of destroy the clothes a little bit that were already too small.
Kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Use your bandana to collect your candy as you went door to door. So you were all good to go. You throw it over your shoulder and you head to the next house.
You know what?
We would walk for miles getting candy.
Oh, no joke. Yeah, you got to use the pillowcase, the large pillowcase.
The king size.
Yeah, the king size. No joke. You know what? Just a little word of advice. I don't like people that just like the lame people that put the bowl out and then with the sign that says please just take one, and of course it's empty. I will sometimes wonder if they just put an empty bowl out there, you know, put a couple of wrappers in the bottom of it, and they don't buy any candy.
There's some turkeys on my block, I'm sure, that did that. Yeah. Well, we had some. If you didn't give the treat, we had some tricks for you.
Oh, I bet you did.
Oh yeah.
Yep. 60-44. Oh, yeah, back to the game we go. Clark. Jennings near side. Their leading scorer and rebound. Ooh, he tried to do a little move around later. It didn't work. Jennings with the rebound.
Oh, Jennings.
Or Jenkins, sorry.
Jenkins, rather. He's doing a nice job on that glass. He's flying down the lane there. Oh, lost it.
Southpaw. Smith. Stops. Pops. Good. Jeremy Smith.
Smith had a nice first half and gets a bucket here in the second. Get himself going here in the second half.
11 for Smith.
Let's watch the Blackshears here. Set up double high screens. Comes off either side. So one guy rolls. The other guy pops.
Oh, looking! Whoa! Lever!
It was a slower developing play, but they got exactly what they want. They want Lever rolling to that basket. They want Jenkins popping to the perimeter, and they go a little high-low, big to big.
12-2 run here by GCU. Blackshear brings it up. Yeah, Jenkins right there. Ooh. Distribute. Stop. Pop. Clark not there. Rebound. Lever. Brown comes near side.
I kind of like this. Either Brown can run the offense or Blackshear can run the offense.
Good rebounds for Lever. Brown, for chilly here. He lit it up there in the opening half.
Yeah, you see, that's kind of one of those plays that kind of go, well, what was that? Because really nobody got involved during that set.
Smith kicks back out. Henderson. Big rebound, Lever again.
Wow, 3 in a row. Lever doing a nice job on the glass.
Uncontested. And now Blackshear brings it up.
Yeah, and Coach Marley said, hey, let's set up a little set here. They got a loop across the top and try to find somebody on the perimeter.
Lever trying to turn, goes to his right, not there. How about the zone rebound? Moving to Harm. Woo!
Just beasting down low. Alessandro Lever underneath. Go back to that one previously. Look at that little high-low. Nice job sealing the defense and finishes with the two-hand jam.
Timeout on the floor. 64-46 Lopes.
I'm Jeff. I'm earning my Bachelor of Arts in Christian Studies online from GCU. My biggest challenge coming back into school after taking a 15-year break was insecurity. Insecurity that I didn't know how to write a paper, I didn't know how to study anymore. The way that the program is structured, I can kind of grow into the classes, and that really gave me the confidence to be successful. I'm a working professional. I've got a job that demands 40 to 60 hours a week from me. Because of the online structure, I can still get things done. I can still have a life. It allows me to knock out courses when I can. I think my time at GCU is going to help me be a better father, be a better person, be a better disciple. I spent years thinking that I could never do this. So now, the fact that I'm about to graduate, I feel like I achieved something that I never thought I was going to be able to.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Lopes action here on Fox 10 Extra, and we want to remind you, if you're at home or here in the arena, you can be a part of the action with the GCU Lopes app. This app brings Grand Canyon University right to the fingertips of Lope Nation. You can watch every GCU home sporting event directly from your phone, and this app Receive personalized news, scores, updates from your favorite teams. You can follow the Lopes closer than ever before. And now you saw earlier in the show that synchronized light show that also helps you set up for that. Look at that. She's already checked in to the Lopes app right now. I'm sure you're not texting your friend, right? You're on the Lopes app. We're just making sure on that. But everyone, if you are a GCU athletics fan, this is the app for you. And guys, I know you're downloading it right now, Scott, Barry, but you're going to have to take a break because you also have a game to catch.
Yeah, I already did the app.
But everything's there. You can watch all the live streams are there.
Yeah, I got to get into it a little bit more. I did it just for the light show, but I got to do some of the highlights. You got every sport.
Yep. Boom. Boom. Right there. Bam. Laver at the line. 12 points, 10 boards. 6-12 from the field. And with that, he takes a seat. Okpo, freshman from the Colony. Freshman from Dallas, Texas. Comes in for Laver. In the corner. Looky here. Jay Rax.
That's a second here in the second half. Impressed with this Coyotes team. I mean, they're outgunned in this game, but they're fighting hard.
Yep. J.J. Rock.
A nice play there by J.J. Get it off there on the mid block and not settle from the outside jump shot.
National title with Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. Before coming to GCU. Maybe one of those Shadow Mountain grads. Blackshear beyond the line. Good. Javon Blackshear Jr.
He's going to be fun to watch for the next 4 years. Tell you what. It doesn't seem like he's breathing hard at all either. It just seems like this kid, he's under control, cool as a cucumber. Nice job running the show and calling his own number when he has this opportunity.
Yeah. Passed.
One more time by Blackshear. Just takes the ball at that left side. He calls for the screen. Man tries to go underneath the screen and heady enough to realize if he goes below, I'm going to pull up from above, and the defense just take the lid right off the top of that defense, knock down the three ball.
Not quite the score, at least right now, that Dwayne Russell was. He's certainly a shutdown D and a playmaker. It's going to be fun to watch him develop. Ryan, step back, short. Pulled down by Clark. Back to Smith, beyond the arc. Looked inside, Ryan's got a hand on it.
Tried to force that one inside. And one thing I've been impressed with here in the first half is these Lopes are getting a lot of deflections.
Yep.
So it means their hands are high, they're in the passing lane. You know, you get those deflections and disrupt the Coyotes offense or any opponent that you face. It makes it a lot easier to set your defense and get a stop.
Maku. Fouled by Okpo.
Second personal, first team foul of the second half.
Excited about Bryce Okpo as well, the coaching staff. See him develop. Turning, driving. Knocked out of bounds. Mitchell was trying to drive into the paint.
Yeah, and you're going to have a lot of teams this year trying to take advantage of GCU inside. Can they handle that challenge? Can they rise to that challenge and do a good job and get a stop just like they did on that possession right there as Coyotes were denied inside?
Well, that's going to be the storyline, right? I mean, they'll be looking for that each and every game, especially in conference.
Well, even some of these teams that got to face like St. Mary's and Illinois, they're going to try to bang them in the mouth by taking the ball inside out.
Clark. Brown got a hand on it. Oh, Brown's up. Brown's first. Laver's going to check back in for Jenkins. Coach is really working that bench.
Yeah, they've gone deep into their bench this year in this game. And I think they want to give all these guys an opportunity that may not see this much time during the regular season or certainly not in conference play. Reward them for their hard work in training camp and early season practice here, because these guys have been working extremely hard in practice.
Oh, yeah. Off the glass, nice move by Dayton Jennings.
That was a tremendous move. They always left-hander, but something about those guys when they're going from the right to the left and using that left hand kind of floating across the left side of that lane, throwing that high off the glass over an outstretched labor. That was a thing of beauty.
Brown steps back, surveys, looks for an opening, tried to thread the needle, was shut down.
Nice job by Clark. Yeah, Clark stepped right in there and gave up his body for his mates.
Tried to force that. Tried to thread that needle. And shut down by Clark. It's on him. He tapped his chest. 70-53, GCU on top of the Coyotes. Ooh, watch here. Third personal on Javon. Gonna need him on the floor. Via. Laver says, I'm gonna put it in this nonsense. Brown. Second check, doesn't go. Via working hard for the Coyotes.
He's like, hey, listen, hey. I'm going inside and they're hitting me in my head. Can I get a call?
Yeah. Had 12 in the opening half. The big man for the Coyotes is scoreless here in the second. Brown uses the glass.
Hey, look, you notice he can glance over at the baseline official there, too.
Oh.
You see, if they don't foul me, I can score. Got 26.
Little wave to the crowd. It looks like he's laser focused. You could tell he waited a long time to get back on the hardwood. Brown to the line. He looked upon as one of the leaders. Marvin Menzies talking to the freshman.
Yeah, coaching him up. Yep. Blackshear down there and letting him know a couple things that he noticed when he's on the floor. But I mean, 22, 23 minutes now for Blackshear. You mentioned he's got a couple fouls, but for the most part, I think he's everything that I heard he was. As far as being able to lead a team, his speed, his tenacity, and basketball IQ. I'm impressed.
72-53, the Lopes on top over the Coyotes. And we just were touching on Isaiah Brown as we welcome you back in. Barry and Scott with you. So glad you could join us here on Fox 10 Extra. Isaiah Brown, I mean, here's a guy that waited after that transfer from Northwestern, and he wanted it badly here, even in this exhibition matchup.
Yeah, he was pumped, and he's made the most of his opportunities out there. 26 points, been fantastic, and I like that he's mixed the outside and the inside game. Doing a nice job keeping his head up, keeping his dribble alive, attacking the defense all the way to the basket, and that one right there, splitting two defenders, taking on all comers and using some strength there to finish around the basket. Now, they're a smaller team. They're going to have to be able to shoot the ball from the perimeter. Brown shows that he can do, but he's also going to have to be able to defend and provide some help on the offense and defensive glass. So great job. He's got 6 boards. He's 6 of 6 from the free throw line to go along with 26 points.
For every 3-point shot that GCU makes, Canyon State Credit Union will make a donation to the Students Inspiring Student Scholarship. For more information, go to giving.gcu.edu. Big Students Inspiring Students fundraiser coming up before the Fighting Illini game on November 8th. Find out more, you can just check out the GCU YouTube channel. It's very worthy students here, primarily in the Canyon Corridor. First generations realizing the dream of attending college, giving back to the community in which they live. So tremendous program, free tutoring service through our GCU Learning Lounges here on campus and around West Phoenix. Many students in this area taking advantage of that free tutoring service. A lot of it in math, of course, helping their SAT scores, helping their grades get better and better, achieve that dream many of us take for granted.
Awesome. It helped me with my math. Oh man, math is hard.
Math is hard. Ooh, that's got all the respect in the world for people that can ace math.
Yeah, but these guys that get a perfect score on their SATs and math.
There's some, I mean, come on.
Are they human?
Remarkable. Remarkable. 7:41 to go. Lopes up 72-53. Okpo called, the freshman. Inbound Coyotes. 20 on the shot clock. Finds Jennings. Okpo working him. Jennings off the glass high. Finds the bucket.
Good D, better O. Jenkins did a nice job. Jennings was a little bit better that time.
Ooh, look at that feed down low. Laver swarmed. Johnson pulls down. He's hit.
It's a real simple game for Carlos Johnson now. He's done figured it out. If they close out on me too hard, I'm just going to show a little pump fake, get them out of position, whether off the floor or overextended, and then I'm just going to put my head down and go to the basket. And once I get in there, I'm going to find contact, get to the side of the defender's body, and get myself an opportunity to go to the free throw line. It's clicked for this kid. It's going to be a fun season to watch him play.
A lot of fun.
Rebound. Oh.
Get it out. Lakou out. Tyrell Henderson in. Leaves for Smith. Takes it back. Plays a little catch. Smith moves to his right. Looking for an opening. Stops. Pops. Too heavy. Big rebound. Okpo.
And there's another good example of a defensive possession. That was really all Carlos Johnson. He stayed right with the guy he was guarding and challenged the shot without committing a foul. Let his buddies get the rebound.
Johnson. Moving in on Jordan Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell's in a bad way down there. Carlos Johnson's got more kilos and more experience.
Big man.
He just says here, we're in the bonus. Let me just go down here and put this guy in the torture chamber. I'm either going to get a field goal or he's going to have to foul me, and I'm going to let him 2 trips to the free throw line.
It really looks like you're right. Like, it is clicked. He is locked in.
His numbers: 19 points, 7 of 15 from the field. I'd like to be able to call that every minute. Rebound.
You work on the free throws. Huh?
Yeah, you'll get 100 free throws a day for the rest of the week.
Brown, Johnson, and Laver, 58 points, 19 rebounds tonight. Take those numbers most nights as well. 6:31 to go. Timeout on the floor, 72-55. Raining from the three-point land, Scott, for GCU tonight.
Yeah, they got 8 of them behind that arc, doing a nice job. I love that one by Blackshear. That was coming off the screen roll situation there. Carlos Johnson on that left side a couple times. He got hot. He hit back-to-back threes over there after I was talking bad about him. Finished off one more. Brown got the action from that left corner. Blackshear just showing off now here in his freshman debut.
So Davenport in town. Panthers on Tuesday, 5th and then the 8th, fighting the Illini of Illinois. Great matchups. Northern Iowa coming in. The Colangelo Classic at Talking Stick Resort Arena. Tournament team Liberty coming to the West Coast. Found Waldo.
Yeah, right? I was a Pirate a couple years ago. I had the big beard. Oh, yeah. The whole out. Really good. I was all out. Real good costume and all that. But it didn't hit me this year. I didn't hit any Halloween parties to hit this year at all.
Long distance not there. Got a neighbor that's really into Halloween. They, put the lights out. I'm not really into that. The whole
Halloween lights.
Yeah, they got like orange lights. And they've got like a life-size Michael Myers in their front yard. I mean, I've got a small child. It is a little freaky. It's right there on the corner too. It's like with the knife up and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't mind a little spider web
assume things, but it's a little disturbing.
You're not going to that house for candy?
Yeah, let's skip that one, kids. I'm right. I'm in the mood. Like I'm thinking turkey already. Like,
well, you're jumping right to Thanksgiving.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know, because I like Snickers bars and Reese's peanut butter cups.
Kids, I got to check the candy. Got to make sure it's safe.
Are you stealing the kids' candy? Oh, Barry, you're one of those guys.
Come on. Do you know how much dentist appointments are? The cavities.
That's true.
How much candy can a kid eat?
Yeah, I'll snag a Baby Ruth if I find
Baby
one.
Ruth. There's a obscure reference. Wow, there. Like you might have got Okpo again.
Well, if I'm Coach Marley and that rest of that coaching staff over there, I like what I've seen from my team. It's like us up here. They probably have a lot better idea, but you never know what you're to expect until you go against somebody that doesn't know the plays, what's coming.
Right.
And I've been real impressed with the way that these guys have executed their offensive sets, the way they've executed their fast break situations. That one case in point there. They've done a nice job on the offensive end. Yeah, they've had some unnecessary turnovers, but this one here is, that's good spacing. Go out there, take the foul, wrap him up, make sure hold him up so he doesn't get hurt. Nothing vicious about that.
You're going to separate teams a little bit as Jennings and Carlos Johnson did a little pushing.
Carlos Johnson said, hey, you don't need to wrap my guy up like that. But he didn't throw him to the floor. He didn't let the little 155-pound guy go down on the paint and get hurt. So one of the things that I miss about the game of basketball, one is the inside-out work. But the other thing is just the physical nature of letting these young men be young men, especially at the next level. There's nothing wrong with taking a hard foul. Not to injure a guy, but to let him feel you, to let him know that you're not going to get a three-point play. Yeah. You're not going to maybe think twice about the next time you come inside here. And miss some of that aspect of the game because I was really good at that. Hey, you don't become the all-time ACC foul leader without knowing how to dish out a little punishment with your fouls and get your money's worth.
If you're going to foul, make it, worth your while.
Yeah, a little elbow, a hip, knee, a well-placed knee. Every now and again, a shoulder.
Well, they got to pay the price, right?
Yeah, you got to teach those little guys. If you want to come in here and try to steal the ball from me,
your house.
Yeah, you're gonna have. You might have you check your jaw, or loose tooth, bloody nose. This kid, he's already gone into his sugar coma.
Wow, he's got to
out.
Get ready, man. Poor kid's got school tomorrow too. I mean, it didn't bother Javon though when he got wrapped up. As a freshman, he did.
He kept it cool.
He was like, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
he's going to let me.
This is the first time someone's taken an intentional foul on him and try to keep him from the basket.
Yeah,
knocked the 2 free throws down. Now he gets what? 1 more or 2 more for the technical. Yeah. 2 more free throws. This is like a four trips to the line in the ball. My goodness, if this would have been a close game, this thing would have been blown wide open. But that's one thing I do miss that the officials will say, if you hit him in a foul and it's not hitting anybody around the head of the neck in a way in which they're going to the floor, you send a guy to the free throw line. Not the stoppage of the play. You got to review it, see if he should be disqualified. It's too much. It slows the game down too much. I don't think the fans like it. I don't think too many players were getting injured by it. You're getting take some and you're going to dish some. That's just the way it was.
Jennings out. Fouled out.
Jennings is out. I think we had a technical foul during all of my talkings too. Tell you what, these Lopes Havocs are in mid-season form here as they're telling Jennings to sit, go down there and take a seat on the bench.
Technical on Jennings, takes a seat. Rhymes, bounce pass. Jenkins back. JJ quickly. Lockshirt drives. Lost it, but Laver finds it. Twisting, turning, left-handed in. Whoa! Mercy!
Oh, that's the old up and under right there. Executed to perfection. I'm not sure if Blackshear did lose that ball or if he was trying to get it over to the big fella. Have to get a second look at that one.
Smith turn. He's looked sharp for the Coyotes tonight.
He sure has. And they got some players. When they get into their conference play, they could be a team that has to be dealt with.
Carlos Johnson, not going to happen. Ooh, Jenkins, how about that? Quickly. Ball movement. Patiently, Laver. Again, Blackshear. Oh, tried to squeeze one in there on the shoelaces. I know you don't like those passes down there.
Yeah, as a big, you don't want that ball down there below your knees, your shin area. That's a little tougher to go down and get, but I like the fact they crashed the glass and they had 3 opportunities to get a bucket. Even with 4 minutes to go, Lopes still playing hard even though they're up by 19.
3:58 on the clock, 78-59. The Lopes on top over the Coyotes. Leave it right here on Fox 10 Extra.
Let's actually do it right.
Hi guys, what's up? Have you guys ever heard of Ask GCU?
I have heard of it.
I have before, yeah.
What is your favorite Ask GCU episode?
Well, I should go to GCU. Probably the best food place.
You know, we all love food.
Yeah.
So probably that episode.
What's the best way to drink a stampede?
Go-karts.
What is your favorite Ask GCU episode?
All of them.
Yeah. Thank you.
My favorite episode is probably where they asked about the Chick-fil-A line. The breakfast one's pretty good.
The one where you guys talk about the best places to have breakfast on campus and everyone said Chick-fil-A.
That's the best breakfast I ever had. The Welcome Week episode.
The Welcome Week one, that one's really clutch.
The Welcome Week, where Brittany jumps around into people's cars and asks them questions. Remember, kids, don't get into people's vehicles.
I just really like you guys.
I just like it when you're in it.
You too.
Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
San Bernardino. Preseason poll for men's basketball. The Aggies on top. GCU second. Seattle returning most of their starters, coming back. They were banged up last year. Seattle and Coach Hayford's got a good Redhawks team coming in, and UTRGB is improving. Milan Aqua and Cal Baptist always tough.
I saw some good things from Cal Baptist last year. It'll be interesting what Seattle does now. I know they got a lot of guys coming back off of injury.
Yeah. That's
not always the easiest way to get up to a good start, but come, January 4th, when the WAC play kicks off, they will definitely be a force to reckon with.
Mark Madsen, the new coach at Utah Valley, former Laker.
Yeah, my buddy Mark Pope has moved on.
And BYU.
And the Mad Dog coming over, taking his place in Utah Valley. He'll have his teams ready to play. I can guarantee you that. They will play hard. They might bite you, too.
Yikes.
Mad Dog, we talked about those guys that was known for some extracurriculars underneath in that thing.
Oh, the great dancer. Villa still scoreless here in the second half.
Yeah, I think he's got to work on his conditioning. He's lost his.
Carlos Johnson!
Wow, he looked like a certain number 23 that used to run with the Bulls.
Oh.
He really put that one up in that right paw and extended it high behind his neck before he slammed it down. Havoc's loved it. Made this still kind of like the one in the first half when he did two hands. This time he put one big hand on it. Like this right here. He knew he had it. Taken off runway 23.
It's opening up here the second half. C.J. Clark at the line. Junior from Riverside, California.
They scored more in that first half than they have here in the second half, but I think the level of play has been equal from a technical standpoint here in the second half as well as it was in the first half.
Flavor to Johnson to Blackshear.
More offensive sets here in the second half. I think Coach Marley said, hey, we got a big lead, the thing's in the bag now. Let's execute some of our half-court sets.
Yeah. Johnson, floater, good.
Just having his way out there. Carlos Johnson now with, is that 31 points? Is that right? My eyes deceiving me? Is that 23 points? 23. Excuse me. The monitor's either getting further away than it was a year ago, or my eyes are getting worse.
Another year older, friend.
Get some binoculars up here. This is a nice job here by Carlos Johnson. He comes off of that action there with Laver, and his guy got hung up on Laver. And nobody stepped up to pick him up, so he just decided, I'll take the defense between me and the basket, get myself an easy shot right below the free throw line.
San Bernardino only 20 points this half, 28% from the field.
Well, I got to take this time and say congratulations to the Washington Nationals. This Game 7 of the World Series has gone final. The Nationals get their
Kate was pulling for them.
Yeah, she was. Good thing I didn't bet her.
DC resident.
I didn't bet her in my house on the game either.
Can't be throwing around your house.
No home team wins a game in a
7-game
World Series. Tell me if that. I'm gonna call Elias Sports to find out if that's ever happened in the 300 years of baseball. How many long baseball has played? I don't even know.
Forever. I don't know.
So
Greinke apparently couldn't do it. Zach Greinke, the former Diamondback, couldn't do it.
No, I was pulling for Greinke. Of course, I was an Astro fan. I got a chance to go to Game 7 of the World Series in Los Angeles in 2017. The Astros won it there, but Washington was the hot team. They got hot at the right time.
All without Bryce Harper.
Yeah, how about that? Huh? Get rid of your best player and you win it all.
Yep.
Listen to some of these general managers out there.
Team, baby. Strasburg last night. How about this? Ray Curtis. Havoc's loving that. The sophomore comes in, but the freshman from Scottsdale Christian Academy, Ethan Spry. Led Scottsdale Christian to that 2A state championship game. Preferred walk-on status. 6'8", freshman.
Did they win it? State championship?
No, I'm not so sure.
No. Now they got there. Let's see what he can do here and I'll make use of his 3 minutes on the floor. You know Curtis is going to get himself a free up.
Yeah. There it is. Oh, driving baseline. Oh, he's going to step back. No. Ooh, kicks back out. Oh,
Blackshear.
Yeah. See, you know what? Blackshear is going to pick up a personal foul for that one.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't go after that ball, it's going to be a turnover, and it's probably going the other way.
All the way, right?
So instead of giving up the easy 2 points, you commit the foul right there. Maybe you get the steal. You may get lucky and get the steal, but worst case scenario is you send him to the line, make him earn it the old-fashioned way. Now they're in the double bonus. He will get 2 shots.
Curtis came over and gave him a bit of a high five there. Sorry about that. Smith too heavy. Quite the debut for that man right there, Javon Blackshear Jr. Labor checks out. One guy back in.
Well, they had great minutes out there on the floor. Even with that right hand kind of banged up, I thought he showed a good use of the right hand jump hook. Even threw a left hand jump hook in the second half. Shot the ball from the outside. 15 points. Wow, 13 Rodmans. Those are rebounds. Some rebounds in traffic tonight, too. Even though those guys are smaller, he still went in there. He had 2 or 3 guys and draped on him and was able to use that strength to control that ball.
Blackshear, long distance. One guy, careful. See how he develops throughout the course of the season. Spry comes in with a rebound. Very active right there. Nice move, Ethan.
Yeah, getting that rebound from outside position there. Whoops. Tried to force it into big fella. Wasn't there.
Picked off. Coach Marley's post-game press conference forthcoming. Data be downstairs for that. Our player of the game.
Miscommunication that time between Spry and Benge.
Quality minutes, though. We hope that on numerous occasions this season that you see all the Lopes players in the games.
Yeah.
Udo Emma in the game for the Coyotes. As Coach Newman also putting some people on the floor. Blackshear with the steal. Drives. He wants it. And he gets it.
Impressive. Yep. I mean, it's a steal coast to coast and 3 blinks, and he's laying the ball in the basket. The guy 5'10", he will go inside, won't he?
Simmons. Under a minute to go. Curtis takes it off the glass, leaves for Blackshear. 50 seconds. Again, the post-game press conference from head coach Dan Marley is forthcoming. Curtis, yeah, there's the 3. Yeah, baby! Right, Curtis!
Well, definitely a fan favorite for sure. Those guys that don't get as many opportunities, but he can shoot that basketball. He's one of those guys that always knocks them down in practice, and now he's got to bring that practice ability to the floor and get more and more minutes. Just because he can show the coaches that he can produce.
Coyotes errant three-point attempt by Jeremy Minnick. Under 10 to go. The Lopes on top.
Yeah, good game by the Lopes. 87-60. Nice job on both sides of the basketball.
The Lopes win. The Lopes win. 87-60. Opening up the 2019-2020 season in this exhibition lid lifter. Carlos Johnson and the Lopes victorious. We will step aside, be back. You'll hear from the head coach of the Lopes, Dan Marley. And we'll wrap things up from GCU Arena right after this.
There's an exciting destination for food, fun, and golf in the heart of Phoenix. Come to the GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain real-world experience and deliver unmatched service. Enjoy beautiful amenities like a resort-style pool, full-service fitness center, championship golf course, and coffee shop GCBC. Canyon 49 Grill serves American fare all day and happy hour with a great vibe and Lopes pride. Room rates start at $89 per night. Visit GCUHotel.com today.
Hit 'em up, move 'em out. It's a Ranger Roundup sale at Sanderson Ford. 44 Rangers now in the stalls, starting at $28,900. Head on in to Arizona's largest Ford dealership and head out in a new Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country.
It's the arena where the Lopes are on top over San Bernardino in this matchup. 87-60. They open it up in the second half of this exhibition opener. Barry Butel, Scott Williams will be joining Kate Longworth downstairs as we will be checking in with the head coach Dan Marley's post-game press conference. But first game, you were expecting a lot, maybe a lot of miscues, lots of turnovers. We saw a little bit of that early on, but we saw a lot of positives here tonight.
Yeah, first 10 minutes a little shaky. The last 30 were fantastic. Marley and his staff would be happy with what he saw out there. I thought they moved the basketball really well. Blackshear and Brown shared the duties of running the offense.
Yep.
Defensively, they were a hive. The ball moved, they moved. They didn't stay hugged up to their man. They made it real tough on the Coyotes to score.
Let's check out our Canyon State Credit Union player of the game. Canyon State Credit Union committed to you, Isaiah Brown. Big night.
Well, he was fantastic. Like I said, ran the ball club well, had opportunities. When he drove the ball to the basket, he finished with strength around the rim. 26 points, 9 of 19 shooting. I love that. Got on the glass for 6 rebounds, 2 assists, but the biggest stat that's probably not on there is only 1 turnover for that young man out there on the floor tonight, doing a nice job taking care of the basketball.
A lot of guys can control the basketball and bring it up the court. Isaiah Brown, what a night, though, 26 points.
That was my favorite one. I'm glad that made the highlight reel. A little inside-out basketball, and then you get the turnover. You make a pay in transition. Go ahead and flex the guns, young man. And then again, going inside, knife between 2 defenders, throwing that one off of the glass. And I love this one right here because he gets banged down low. The ball gets knocked down below his waistband, but still has the power to get it back up and in the bucket. Right there from the corner, 3-point shot showing his range as well. Didn't shoot it as well from the 3-point line as we like, but when you're as big and strong as Isaiah Brown is, go ahead and bang him inside.
Another player, Carlos Johnson, looked sharp here tonight. As you mentioned, he seems really locked in. He gets it.
Got it figured out. CJ's just a man amongst boys out there sometimes. When he puts his head on and drives the ball to the basket, you got Johnson driving it, you got Brown driving it, and even Blackshear went inside as well.
Yeah, Blackshear. How about the freshman in his debut tonight? He looks poised,
under
confident.
control,
for a freshman.
Good understanding, a grasp of the knowledge. Doesn't seem like the moment's too big for him, like sometimes freshmen can be. Get out there and start forgetting about the plays, and he ran the club extremely well.
Well, we had a Halloween theme for your Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game. The Great Pumpkin, Monster Ball, and Wake the Dead.
Yeah, they really wanted to take care of the basketball here tonight. There were some turnovers early, then they settled down. I thought that they did a nice job taking care of the basketball. And then Monster Ball, really limiting the points in the paint, getting after the rebounds as well. 50-46 advantage on the glass. Starters had 81 points tonight. That was fantastic. So good job really taking care of the basketball, moving it inside. I get those points in the paint as well. Did a nice job. In the Havocs, they really gave this team something to, the crowd something to cheer about. They had the passion. They had the exciting plays. Those are the type of things that lead to a home court advantage the Lopes will enjoy all season long.
One thing that I know you liked was the work inside out, beyond the arc for the Lopes tonight.
Yeah, they did a really nice job, I thought, mixing up the drive to the basket and then playing from the outside as well. I mean, 9 3-pointers in the opening night. They didn't shoot the lid off the place, but they had some timely shots, and the execution of how those 9 buckets came, they were almost every time somebody made a play to get somebody a good clean look at the hoop.
Lopes victorious over San Bernardino. Let's send it downstairs. Kate Longworth with Lopes insider Paul Coro.
All right, thank you guys so much. And Paul, we were just talking, for you especially, I think it had to be exciting or just kind of some of those question marks you had in your mind? You've been watching this team practice for so long. What was it like to see them go up against an opponent? What stands out to you?
Yeah, really fun to see a lot of those guys. Isaiah Brown's first game here to thrive like he hasn't played for 600-plus days. Javon Blackshear Jr.'s first Division I game in his hometown. I saw his mom, she was brought to tears when he came out of the tunnel just seeing him on the court, and he played so well. And the trimmer, Ali Laver, how about that? Yeah, the way he rebounded, a lot of concerns about this team being able to board because they're smaller, but he and Lorenzo Jenkins both stepped up on that side against a bigger team.
And the team, I think, too, just the fact that they used this game. Obviously, they went out there, took care of business, get the W, but also they didn't treat this like an exhibition game. You could tell they were really running plays. They were really taking those lessons from practice, putting it into play tonight.
Well, I think it helps when there's 7,000 people in there who aren't treating it like an exhibition game. Dan Marley's your coach. Yeah, and the whole staff was getting into it. The new guys, Marvin Menzies, Isaac Chu, both making a big impact on this team. But I think you saw a new look with this team. Obviously, they're more guard-oriented, but that also makes them a little bit faster. So we saw the transition. It's not always a fast break, but sometimes it's that secondary transition where they're quick striking. And then on defense, they had the ability to recover, switch, put a little pressure on, and would they end up holding them to 32% shooting? That's a pretty great night. Never got down, never trailed. Had that little slowness coming out in the second half, but Dan Marley called the timeout, went on a 15-2 run, and it was history.
Yeah, and with the smaller team, what do you think we're going to be seeing play out this year?
Yeah, it's going to have to be a lot of gang rebounding. Box outs are going to be a key with this team. You've got a lot of guys who are undersized that play bigger than really what they are. We saw J.J. Rhymes come off the bench. He kind of plays like a forward, even though he looks like a guard. Javon Blackshear Jr.'s, tiny, but he's got the heart of a lion. He does not look intimidated by this Division I environment. He's played in a high-level program with national games, televised games. He's not shaken at all by this situation and looked really cool in a starting role.
Game 1 in the books, obviously still a long season to go, but these next couple weeks we've got some exciting matchups for the Lopes. If you're just a college basketball player, some great matchups coming up. Which games are you looking forward to seeing how the Lopes handle the pressure?
Yeah, they did a great job of putting together a non-conference schedule that challenges them. A lot of home dates, but to have a Power 5 program like Illinois, potentially a top 25 team, probably a little bit underrated at this stage, come in here. They don't have a lot of time to get ready for them. One more game before that one, but also they'll go on the road to New Mexico. They'll go on the road to San Diego State. Really traditionally good programs. The Pit's a great place to play. And then you'll have the game downtown against Liberty. That was a second-round NCAA team. So there's lots of things that will get them ready. The good thing about tonight, you saw guys, even with a thinner bench, stay out of foul trouble. Javon Blackshear got 2 fouls, but nobody was ever deep in foul trouble, and everybody stepped in for one another. And really good to get guys like Bryce Okpo, the freshman, to get him out there, develop some confidence, playing in front of 7,000 people. Yeah. It's a little awing for some young guys.
Well, kind of just tailoring off that, now that they have this experience, what do you think that means to the players? Because it is a lot to take in, I imagine, in those first moments. Even if you're Carlos, going out there with the experience, it's your senior year. This crowd is deafening, so you're getting used to that. But also, how do you think now that can fuel players' success, just making sure Dan Marley isn't? Well, I would really care if I could, the Dan Marley presence. I want to hear what you have to say, but let's be honest. This is the guy.
And when I get shorter? All right, thanks for everybody for coming, Richard. Thanks for flying in on a special occasion. Always good to see you. I hope your travels are well. It's good to get the first one out of the way. I thought we were real rusty in the first half. Second half, I was happy with our defense. We held them to 24%. So I thought we did a good adjustment in the halftime. Our guys really locked in and played better defense. Just a little shorthanded right now. So we're playing a lot of guys, a lot of minutes. But for the first time, I thought it was pretty good. I thought Ali was good. Anytime he has 13 rebounds, 4 offenses is really good. Doobie did a great job with 11 rebounds. Isaiah scored the ball well. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way we played, but we still have a long way to go.
Where did you see that speed play out the most? Was it perimeter defense or help?
I think we just got to start trusting ourselves a little bit and moving the ball and sharing the ball and not breaking off plays so early, and then swinging it from side to side and then attacking and finding open guys. Sometimes we're a little selfish in that area, but as I said, we got a lot of new guys. We put in a lot of things, so it's going to take a while for us to get it rolling. And then without Jalen and Oscar right now, we're pretty thin.
Trying to mix and match a lot of lineup, but you had Isaiah out there a long time.
Well, I have Bryce and Louie and JJ coming off bench with Ethan and Rafe, so there's not a whole lot of options coming off the bench. Bungay, you can't really play him with Ollie because they're two big guys. Bryce is just a true freshman who I think is going to be good down the road. But, it just pretty much leaves JJ out there to play the bulk of the minutes off the bench. Javon being a freshman, I thought he ran the show pretty well. Did a good job. So all those guys are going to have to play well. They're going to have to play well in a lot of minutes to where we're able to get it to full strength.
Oscar okay? Is he just
we're in the middle of filing a waiver for Oscar, so right now he's not able to play. We should know within the next couple of days, and same thing with Jalen. So both those guys are have some waivers out there, so we'll just see how that goes. If we don't have them, then we'll just have to find a way to make it work.
You referenced the crowd at halftime when we talked. When you just go back out there for you and then some of these players experiencing that game action with that crowd behind them for the first time, how do you think that helps them kind of fuel their success out on the court?
A lot of these people, this is one of the reasons why they came to GCU, just playing in front of a crowd like that. So for their first experience, they really enjoy it. I think they're probably a little nervous, so it's good to get that out of the way. But they really enjoy it, and we always love playing here, and we try to put on a show for these people. But we have the best student section in all college basketball, so they prove it again tonight. So it's fun for these guys. They work really hard in practice, and this is what they work for, is to be able to go out and play in front of those kind of crowds.
Isaiah behind the scenes for a year, but how do you think he handled his first live game and a lot of it?
He did all right. I mean, it's hard for Isaiah. He's he's got to play the backup point. He's got to play the two. So there's a lot of things that are on his plate. He's got to understand when the good shot is and when he's got to draw and kick and find guys like that. But he's a smart player, and when you don't play a competitive game for a year, you can practice all you want, but it's a different animal when you get out there and play. So I thought he did a real good job. Scored some points, took the ball to the basket. He's a crafty scorer, so he's going to have to continue to do that.
Fitness kind of come through.
Yeah, Ollie looks great. I mean, he's worked really hard to lose that weight, had some nice spin moves down there. He's just got to figure out a way when to use his strength and when to use his quickness. I think he's really good down there when he uses his quickness and when he's more deceptive. He's lost his little confidence on his outside shot. He's not looking for it as much. We'll figure that out. But I'm really proud of the way he's really worked this summer and he's gotten himself in great shape.
He took a lot of threes tonight.
Too many. Too many bad ones, and that's what we talked about. We're settling for some shots. A guy like Carlos, who's a really good player, shouldn't have to settle for bad threes, and that's something we just got to work on. We can't go, 9 for 31 from three. Just can't do it. So that's something we are going to work on, and we just got to take good threes when we have them.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you next week. All right, guys, we're just hearing from Coach Marley, and we'll continue to send it back upstairs so you guys can continue to break down this game.
All right, thanks, Kate and Paul Coro, the Lopes Insider. Of course, you can follow Paul on GCULopes.com. Well, a couple of points there. I mean, you talked about too many threes, too many bad threes, right?
Saw some of those, yeah.
Yep. And then the outside game for Laver. I mean, we'll kind of want to see a nice inside presence. So I guess if he focuses on that for a little while, that wouldn't be bad as well.
No, I liked what Laver did tonight. He talked about those 13 I think Coral talked about the 13 rebounds. I think he was a little tight with the praise for Brown there. If a guy hadn't played 600 days and he gets 26 points, and he said he did all right.
Yeah,
Coach Marley,
win him over.
Hey, he wants to keep these guys hungry and focused, and you don't want anybody to get too excited about this game tonight. But I thought he was right about the fact that they took too many threes early on. We were settling for threes. And you wonder if that's conditioning. Just, I'm a little tired here. I'm open. I'm going to go ahead and shoot it.
Yeah.
Whereas they got to keep, continuing to attack that basket.
All right, Davenport here on Tuesday. We hope that you keep it right here on Fox 10 Extra all season long. Our next telecast right here on Fox 10 Extra. And, of course, across GCU YouTube as well. The Davenport Panthers come to town Tuesday night, GCU Arena. But that'll do it for tonight from GCU Arena in this exhibition opener against the Coyotes from San Bernardino. 87-60 the final score. For Scott Williams, Kate Longworth, I'm Barry Butel. For everyone here on the crew, we thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, the final score, the Lopes victorious over the Coyotes, 87-60. We'll talk again next Tuesday night right here. So please join us. But until then, have a great evening.